Good morning, happy people. My name is Jay Song. Everything in this video is never financial, investment, or trade advice of any kind. Everything is just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast. Trading in the markets carries substantial risks. Never trade more than you can afford to lose, and especially be aware against high leverage trading. Past performance is never indicative of future performance. And good morning. So.
Good morning, everyone.
SUI, this is where the next health comes in for SUI. At the moment, from our last map, we were only at 27 back in October, and I saw the top closer to $2.50 at the time. That number has risen because it's a dynamic positive, so it goes along this track. So the breakout I gave you guys at that time and resistance was along this track. So it currently has experienced its breakout. The breakout was closer to 271. So man, this is a very sharp dynamic positive. Just that small angle is already like $3. So just, you know, like $3 to $2. Just know that how these angles work. We don't trade based on flat price alone. Sometimes there's flats, but many times we trade based on the angle. So those numbers change every week. So all you have to do is go to, if you want to find your next number, you just go to whatever week or day that is and go straight down until you hit the angle and you'll know the exact price. But we were primarily looking for the breakout for this in this territory, okay? So this is where we got a nice breakout. Of this crypto, we have round structure for one of them, and let me show you where's that. Round structure here, and a strong peak here, and then we got some round structure here and some round structure here. So this is a primary oscillation. If we get in this territory, it's very possible we have now room to clear or move closer up to the DP projection, which is the distance of this oscillation, closer to here. So we took the measurement of that oscillation, and the measurement is this distance here. So when we moved it back on top, the number is now going to be closer to 11, sorry, right now if it's next week or so, you closer to November, let's see, what was this, November, so let me just put like December 4th, you're looking closer to $1.51. If you guys are looking at SUI, the newest update for this crypto is it has a new breakout, so let's go ahead and update our SUI. I wasn't as bullish this crypto. I really needed to get a break above this area, so let's go SUI November 25th, right? 2024. This crypto is experiencing a breakout. That's not how you spell experiencing. How do you spell experiencing? Experiencing. Yeah, a breakout above its previous resistance 250 area. Now, yeah, it may have a pullback towards 275 dynamic positive with a full move possibly up towards 1.51. Okay, so we can come back to this crypto. 11 what?
151.
Oh, is it 11? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. Look at that. I just see the one is right there underneath this. Let's change the border so that's not throwing me off or any of you guys off. So let's turn off the border. Let's do a Biden, right? There we go. Now it looks more clear. What's a Biden? It's when you open the borders. Oh, we're gonna do a Trump. Sorry, that's when you close the borders. With the full possible move towards 1151, I would like a pullback, but this is not always the case. Current price is 310. Let's look at this just a little bit closer and then we can come back to it at another time. Let me clear some of this. We're on top of the old VZB. It's a very large volume zone block to look at some stuff. And something I like about this is if we are going to have a break, if they were going to sell, one of the things that happens is generally the supply is removed from the top. But in cases where you see them re-challenge those areas twice, like in this case, 1 and 2, if the second area is on higher volume, and here's the actual volume, it's actually quite higher. Here's the volume closer to here. When we see these increases in volumes, it's sometimes a clue that you're not ready for any kind of down movement and the market may be moving in harmony. Here's the next challenge up back to those areas, and it is also on higher volume. So there's not really a draining of the supply, that's at this top. So price is not ready to reverse. It's generally a continuation. And some of the more confirmations about this in the volume is when we had this pump, these two bars, this is a 2-day chart. If I look where the really strong volume is, it's actually not just previous before then and the smaller movement. That's that small bar right there. The real small one is the move just right before the break. Just at the break. That one. The actual strongest volumes is actually the 2 bars afterwards. And that's primarily what I call sustaining volume. It's something that appeared in the last few days. This was November 10th and November 12th. So this is a 2-day chart. So over that 4-day span, we have a lot of money coming in after the fact. And if it's after a primary oscillation, especially if the volume is still trending up and you're not ready for a reversal, then I believe it's a type of money infusion to keep prices in the territory they are at. Now, one of the dead giveaways that we're going to be continuing to go up is if we see a down movement on lack of interest. So that means that this next move, and I'll show you where it's at. If I see this down move right here happen, see, and we go on lack of interest, meaning as I'm going down, the volume has a strong decrease, and then we enter into health, I know primarily that's all I need to know. Okay, I know that I'm going to be going up. So I like the trend of the volume that we're coming down, but no one's interested anymore. But all the money came in after the fact, which means that I believe they're trying to pump. It's a type of pushing, but because it happens just after, we need to stay in that territory type of push. Otherwise, we're just going to naturally come back down, and then that's negative for prices. Because if we already got squashed down here, we're primarily it's going to be a time where some of those people who bought in the normal oscillation here. Okay, so sometimes people who buy here, they're going to take profit at the tops because they know where the top is, right? But if they can push it here and keep it there, then these people are going to feel good and they're not going to take profit and not flood it with supply. So you want to see the supply drain after the fact, and that looks like what's happening. So we're seeing the down move on lack of interest. That's actually a very good thing. Okay, so if the pump came in afterwards, this is a good sign. So this might be ready for very soon for a bullish movement up. Now to denote this, I'm going to take the watch line and I'm going to make one kind of thick and make an alert on it for myself. This is what you guys can do if you want to, but I'm basically going to take an angle like this so you can know when it's ready. Otherwise, I want to be able to pay these prices down here. Okay, I want to pay those prices. That's where I want to enter in. Now, I'm not in this crypto. Some of you guys already bought it at the break and you guys did good from our previous map. But if it's me, I want to be able to buy somewhere closer to here. And I want to buy on very low volume if there's an infusion. The other times I want to buy is really extremely high volume on a down bar. So those are the two cases I want to buy. And I'm just going to put an alert on this angle right there for myself. And then we're going to move on to the next crypto. So here I'm going to say SUI in positive territory and check volume for lack of interest / high demand down bar. Watch for breakout above watch line. Okay, so remember, if you're in an uptrend, all you have to do is hunt the down moves, and you want to hunt the down moves in the territories that you have. This was the previous territory, but because you broke above, now we're in a new territory, so we can hunt the next down move if possible. So I don't want to take the trade just yet. We can still be falling for a little bit, but primarily I want to get it when I'm above this territory. Do I have any questions this crypto before I move on? I want to get it above this one.
Just a quick one, Jason. Is it possible to adjust that red line a little bit, and that would create a vortex?
Yeah, there's a vortex approximately around January 1st.
Where you're, I was going to say, am I off, or if you adjusted the red line up a little bit, it would maybe hit that?
I drew it on the weekly chart, and on the 2-day chart, it could be adjusted slightly higher. So you're probably going to be looking for somewhere during that time. But yeah, here's the vortex December 18th. December 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you'd have to have a strong down move to consider it a vortex, but it can be. It can play in that territory. So you know that price is going to make a decision roughly before then. All right. If all it did is stay the same, you're going to face through by 18th. Okay, so that's it. Anybody else have any questions about my take on SUI? I'm going to be bullish, waiting for the entry. This is going to be possible short-term bullish, waiting for entry area, waiting for entry area pullback. And we are getting that. So we just want to break above watch line. So I don't want to just buy just yet, but that's something I'm happy about. I like this territory. So thank you, Vibrant, for sharing this with our community. The next crypto I'm looking at is something called SEI. And SEI I have, this one is not moved yet. And I like this one because it's coming into position. Okay, so our first weakness was about here from our old map, okay, based on, let me pull up that weekly chart, sorry, an angle somewhere closer to here. Now, this needs to be adjusted, of course, but our primary weakness is somewhere closer to here. Maybe it's going to be a little bit higher. Our previous sword cut was somewhere right here. And we experienced one strong round structure in here and then came down. Now, we measured this downward movement. And this downward movement was along this track. Now this one is very accurate, okay, this one right here. And it gave us a lot of our next health. Now you guys remember from our previous map, the health was along this track. Now I put it here, but when I see these circles, you want to move them along the track, okay? So at the time, there could be health here, but the health actually appeared sustainably here, okay? So this is a good area to draw our next sword cut. So there's another sword cut that we need to draw back there. So somewhere closer to here now. Now, of this, when we broke up, we didn't come back to the sword cut. It's still hot. We never came back all the way to the sword cut. However, we came down on an angle something like this. And if we collect all those points, and I put the keyword weekly chart, so if I pull up the weekly chart, you can actually see that this area was where we got the real sustain. It highlights that this is the real sword cut. It also highlights the wick core from these three areas. Wick core. So if I draw that angle, I'm now going to duplicate this angle on the weekly chart. And if I place it at the top energy center in this flow, this is the energy center, okay, up at the top. If I place it up there, it's going to put me where the phantom should go. So I duplicate this angle, place it right there. And I'm going to be now knowing approximately where I'm at the moment. So right now, I am at a top, okay? So if this was the flow, these are the two smaller energy centers on the bottom. My top is up here. I'm going to be either looking to take profit right now, or I'm going to be looking for another behavior soon based on the current map and maybe some other things I'm seeing. So Vibrant told me to share with the group what she believes the Lord was showing her a while back about SEI and SUI. And SEI was very nice, and I'm sorry, SUI was very nice, and I believe that SUI is now coming into a better position. So now if I look at another part of the flow, I have a flow here, a round structure here, and another round structure that's smaller here. These smaller energy centers can be connected here, and I drew that as a watch line, and therefore the next health that just happened was actually right there. So another smaller sword cut is going to be created, and I'm going to draw that for you guys. And I like the positioning of this crypto. I like that we had a nice pullback, or a nice candle that built solidly on there, and then we pumped up and we spiked again one more time. You can see the large wick down to the larger area closer to the sword cut based on this watch line, and then we had it up. So let's look at the daily chart, and it looks like this. Okay, so there was our move, positioning, then we came up, sat on the oscillation sword cut area, and then we go up. So that's a good thing. Now, it looks like at the moment, after hitting our top, we're coming down on top of the old sword cut area. This is this one right here. And we're actually just sitting there right now on this today on a daily chart. So to confirm this, I need to confirm this angle to make sure I'm using a correct sword cut. So now it's important, since we're back in those territories, that we need to confirm what we're doing is right. And according to this daily chart, it looks like this angle is pretty solidly sound. Okay? So a strong foundational area, maybe one verification, it's going to give me this angle here. So I'm going to make sure I add some keywords. Let's add key angle. Let's put this in the middle. We're going to say key angle. We're going to put keyword daily chart. Okay. So I know it's just not like a weekly chart or anything. And then that's going to help me adjust my sword cut, make sure I'm drawing the sword cut at the right break, which is closer to there. Okay. Yep, that's where we crossed over. And then we only came to the underside of here and then went down. So this is our sword cut area. So I'm going to just stretch that out. And I know that price didn't always respect it exactly, top and bottom, but this is the average of that sword cut, and that's fine as well. What we may be drawing, and I'll only bring up the opacity just a little bit, what I may be actually drawing is if we have a pullback, we may go just a little bit farther, and then we're going to need another behavior above there, and then we need another behavior above this one. Now, I drew this one before the class started, this one right here, and I drew a sword cut. And this one comes from this area. And you say, why that area? It seems like a small trend to draw the sword cut. The reason I drew it is because now if I look at the volume, I'm going to see a bulk of the activity that happened was actually distribution. So there's a lot of selling that happened closer to the tops. Okay, there was a lot of volume coming in, and we entered that volume into weakness. One weakness, and then another weakness. So this was actually selling that was happening. If we wanted to denote that on the chart, we could put some black flags if we wanted to, and I'm going to quickly add some black flags. So you know the VZB, or the volume zone block area, by which selling is happening. So we're going to put some down arrows with black flags, and it was large selling, and there was still a lot of volume in the area. Okay, there's still a lot of volume. Now this is going to tell me something, that if I come back to these old all-time highs at one closer to $1, and right now it's at 60 cents, but if I come back there and I have even higher volume, then I'm going to expect even higher prices, because there's too much of a market and they have not removed the supply. Any sellers are going to be able to get away with selling it at much higher prices, so the market's going to want to search for a higher zone. Okay, so just to quickly denote this, I'm going to just draw a little watch line showing you where I got this sword cut from. So therefore, I'm going to actually be more bullish closer to these areas above here and further down. So if I'm looking for an entry, I want to buy probably some when we build structure there. And I also want to buy some when I'm getting a nice pullback possibly into this zone here. So I want to, this could be over the next day, could be the next week, could be even today. But if we get a nice pullback here, that might be a good sign for us to go up for any of you who are going to get SEI. Otherwise, the last great entry was closer to here, okay, which I didn't have for you guys on this previous chart because I never had this chart. So this is something, or at least I don't believe I had this chart, I should say. In case somebody wants to fact check me and find an old SEI chart. I know we had SUI, but here we go. So now I'm going to draw some areas of bearishness that could be underneath this sword cut. And I think that's about all I'm going to leave you with. So we're going to just note on this chart, I'll give you some prices. There's a vortex for the sword cut closer to 80 cents. Why is it so big? This price note is not, have you noticed? Look at that. Let's borrow one of these old price notes. Okay, 82 cents. And then I'm going to put where the all-time highs are. I told you guys I had a dream the other day and I didn't see the exact name of the crypto. I believe it was XLM, but I also believe there was a reason I didn't see it, because I kept seeing all-time highs. And I was talking in WordRoom yesterday to Triple J at the end and a few of the people, and she reminded me, because she had said the word she keeps hearing is all-time highs. So she keeps hearing this word. Triple J, are you there? Are you able to get on the call real quick?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you tell us from your own words about the all-time high situation?
Oh yeah, like for Shiva, for example, the Lord said to watch for all-time high. I believe that it will do something like this. I'm just going to draw it. I'm just going to pick wherever you're at and on your map, and I'm just going to show you what I see. Let's say that this right here is the top.
Okay.
And then I see this. So that might have a small pullback. I'm just telling you what I see and what the Lord shows me in the map. But I do believe that is the Lord's benchmark. And it's something that he's done before with us. He gives us a benchmark, and then from there, he has another story. It's all a story, I believe. And he's done it with XRP, he's done it with XDC. Yeah. I don't remember the conversation yesterday. I just know that when we spoke yesterday was about the benchmark for Shiba.
Yep.
Just remind me, is there anything?
That's a word you keep mentioning a lot lately, benchmark. And
that word's from the Lord, not mine. That's all him. He was the one who said, this is the benchmark. He used benchmark for XRP. For every point he's given me, he tells me this is my benchmark. Watch for these numbers. He gave me a benchmark for Luna, that 1.7, and that's a double whammy because it's to happen again. The 1.7, I believe the first point there was for a long, and then this was for your regular trading for Luna. And he's given me many points, benchmark points for different cryptos and all-time highs. There's a lot of words with all-time highs.
Yep. And that's a common thing.
We have to actually look through the words to see how many ones is all-time high, all-time high. Isn't it XDC like 19 cents all-time high? Because he said 19 cents and then he hit me and said, is it 19 cents?
I don't know.
Because he did say the other day 19 cents and then 20. Vanka, are you here? Or John? Superfood?
Yeah, XDC at 19 cents, so all-time high.
Yeah, but the other night, we were talking when Vanka was doing the map. The Lord said 19 cents and there was 30 cents or 29 cents, something like that. It's very close.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Wick went up to 26 cents. I think it was Michelle who texted and hit crazy Wick hit 26 cents. Watch the benchmarks for all-time high in a lot of the cryptos. And it's not just going to hit that. It's just going to keep on going. That's just telling us, hey, we're going up.
Yeah.
The next step. I hear the next step and the next step and the next step.
Go ahead.
Oh, FEFE is up 16%. Yay. I just got to notice.
A lot of them the all-time high, haven't they?
Which one did it in?
Which ones?
You said no. You said what? You said something hit an all-time high.
A lot of them have already hit. I think Floki, and there's quite a few that have moved past the all-time high already. Yeah, you'd expect a lot of those are the ones to catch up and do a similar sort of thing. I would. Just a quick one as well with that SCI. I know it's high, but I feel I do have some. I've got a bullish leading on that one. Yes.
You said a bullish leading, you said? Thank you.
The other one is GST. Watch for GST. It's going to do its thing. And that's going to hit all-time high. That's another one that I was like, what?
Somebody remember to send that to me later on so I don't forget it. If we get a breakout above 1055 area, a possible move up towards 244. Maybe the next main resistance. All right, so I'm going to show you percentages on the table before we leave this crypto alone and look at some other cryptos. But if I look at this board, I'm going to show you where I'm looking. I want to get prices here if I can at closer to 46. And I also want to buy when we're above here. So if I get the structure above here and I get above, I want to take the trade up to there. And if I'm shorter term trading, if I'm building above here, I want to enter here, okay, at that circle, and I want to take the trade up to there. So this can be broken apart in a few places, but this might be a very strong move up to those areas. If I'm getting underneath here, I'm looking for us to. If I'm getting under here, I'm going to be looking to come back down, okay, back to sword cut. But right now, that's not what I'm expecting, okay. I'm expecting territory up there. Anyway, so this is going to be on our longer term bullish, and I'm going to show you the money that's potentially on the table based on this current oscillation. That means if we just play within this natural structure, we might be looking from current prices closer to 300%, closer to 322. Okay, so 322% possible in the full move. All right, any other questions, comments, this crypto before we move on? Today we have another jam.
What's it already done since the bottom of the line? white diagonal line. What's it done since then?
Hold on. For some reason, my Apple Pencil seemed to be going up a little bit weird. 3. Okay, so you wanted to see possible. It has done this move here from its last breakout. It's done.
Oh, sorry, more from like the bottom.
44%. And then from the bottom up, from the first breakout of that larger oscillation or that larger trend back then, back when it had its first health, has moved upwards towards 125% so far. So just this move alone is 125%. So that's a good thing. Now remember, there is danger at this vortex because of the sword cut here based on all that money that was trading at that small area up there. That's a huge thing. That sword cut's going to be probably critical. But the big tell is going to be when we can clear this area. So coming up soon, and then after $1 or from 82 to $1, these might be some really quick, shorter moves, but the big move may be already in play. Okay. This is AMCSOL or AMCSOL or in wrapped SOL on Solana network. The structure I have is I have a strong foundational area. Here's a daily chart. I have a strong foundational angle somewhere about right here. Maybe it needs to be adjusted slightly down. Yeah, based on this move on the daily chart. Okay, so there's our foundational area. If we wanted to add a keyword, I can put foundational key angle. Okay, and I'm gonna put this closer to here for SOL, AMCSOL. Now the next one I want to draw is more recent, and here's what I see more recently. I have a parabolic key angle somewhere here, and so this would be my first area of health in this crypto, right there, and we can see that we sat down on top of the parabolic, and then we started moving up to the side. We challenged it twice, and then we moved up. Another foundational angle is being created. This is your verification. This is your verification telling us that this angle is correct. Now I did this already for you guys in blue. So of that angle, we can take that angle as a key angle. Key. I'm going to put this on the left. We're going to put this at the bottom. See, this is your key angle. We can put daily chart or dot daily as a keyword. So key dot daily. Now our phantom is going to be up here. Okay, this is our phantom angle. Okay. And this is just a duplication of the key angle on top, the top energy center, and it's going to give me some resistances closer to here. And now what we can actually see is we're actually building here. I want to look at the higher 2-day chart, and this may start to make it a little bit more clear for you guys to see what we're actually looking at. But what I believe is this is structure here. Okay, now how high were we supposed to go and where should we have encountered resistance? The answer is if you take the duplication of the oscillation between the key angle, okay, the distance between here, that's the oscillation, price moving back and forth within a confined space or a confined area, that's oscillation. I'm going to place this on top here, and if I do, then when I bring it up to the top, my resistance should be somewhere along here. So this is going to be the DP projection. Okay, if I'm breaking out above here, I should only go to about right here before encountering some resistance. If I'm building above here, that's a positive thing. So we hit this number and we came back down, and we're still building on top of here. So that's a good sign. I want to check the volume now to see if I can see any big clues about what actually may be happening. And what I can see is there's a strong volume bar on this upper one. This could be some selling that's happening. We have to watch, but we also want to see, was there strong buying coming in the background? I don't see a really strong case of some buying, but I do see some volume increasing on this last down move. So that could be some good signs. I also see that when we challenged up the first time, the volume was high. Then we challenged the area again and the volume was sustained, was about the same. And then we challenged again and the volume was still high. And that might be a good clue that we're not ready to launch any kind of downward campaign. There's too much of a market at the top, so we should be continuing to go up. Now, something interesting happened and with this volume bar on the down move, and that's this one right there. Okay, see this red one right there? This red bar happens after we break out. Very strong volume. At the time, it was one of the strongest volumes we had in a long time. It happens on a small bar after the breakout. So I believe this is a type of buying that's happening here. However, the big move up to here on high volume could be some selling, and that can help neutralize some of that effect of what's really happening. So I want to observe this down move, that if we can break the smaller down move here, and I'm going to show it to you in just a little bit. If I can break that small move on lack of interest, I know that there's no longer the down market for this, and we should be continuing to expect those higher prices. So I'm going to draw this quickly, what I believe is going to be what we're going to expect. I'm going to go to a 4-hour chart, and I'm just going to measure this down move. So here's the down move, and it looks like it's going to be a parabolic. So for you AMC crypto traders, you're probably going to be looking for a breakout above this area. Now I also want to be looking at the volume to make sure that volume's drying up. So what I want to see, if possible, and this is messy, so I don't think we're actually seeing that right now. I would want to see the volume really drying up on this down move, but instead I can actually see still some unclear volume. I'm not gonna see the candles are really blocky. I'm not gonna say that's what I see, so therefore this one's probably gonna have to bake a little bit longer in my book. If you're only trading just based on structure, you should be at least up there before you take your next big trade. Okay, be nice to have a really clear answer for this one, but we'll take what we can get. See, it doesn't change here. What is happening? Are you guys observing this? It's got to be a glitch. Oh, there it goes. Label text. Okay, there it goes. Now it changed. So I'm going to keep an eye on that area. I'll give you some price notes for this. Current price is 002. Resistance is again possibly 003. The main resistance 009. Potential money that may be on the table if we can get up to here again, 44%, and the full move closer to 300%. This one is not my cup of tea, but if you're trading it from a structural perspective, that's something you may want to look at. Now, one more thing. If you do go up from here, you're going to want to take the new angle from here to here, and it might be duplicated along here. And then if you do break above your all-time high, you may be on your way closer to 70 cents, which could be amazing for a crypto like AMCSOL. Could it do something like that? I don't know. I want to do one confirmation to see if this is the correct angle, to see if there's a phantom here. And I believe there is, but we're going to see.
What's the percent on the table?
I will let you know. Okay. If this is our structure, round structure, 1, and this is 2, and this is more like a peak because it's smaller round structure. But if that's the angle, let's duplicate it as a key angle to a phantom. And yeah, it's very close. It's very close. Let's see if I can get the exact number. Let's pull up maybe a weekly chart. Yeah, that comes down just a little bit. And let's use this last area as the fulcrum. Maybe it's that one. Nah, I'm gonna get just about I'm just gonna leave it about where it is, and just use this as an average. I'm gonna bring it down just to the meat maybe here of that wick. This angle up here may also be an indication of a resistance, but because it's such a different angle, we're gonna make sure we give it its own color. I'm gonna use light blue, and I'm gonna put that back there. So I'm gonna put this possible key angle on top, and then I'm going to put in white possible key angle for this white one, and let's put the weekly chart dot weekly, and then I'm going to label this one as possible phantom, so you guys know that's the white set. So this color set is white, and I'm going to give you those prices for the blue one, resistance possibly 0.02 cents. And the phantom up here, possibly, if it's somewhere, just say it's somewhere in December, you're looking at 43 cents. Yeah, 43 cents. So that's pretty good. I'm going to give you a support at the bottom closer to 0011. And the money that's potentially on the table from here to there is 21,000%. That's a lot. That's a lot. Up to the blue line, 409% to its all-time high, you're looking at 1,000%. It was once trading way up there, came down, now we're here. If all we did was make it to our all-time high, we're closer to 2 cents, you're looking at 1,600% from that move. I'll leave that on the board for you guys. I'm not going to add this to my longer term collection or anything like that, but structurally it's in a better position. I really want the next move so we can move up to the blue line, and I'll show you that. Any last questions on my take on this map?
That's a comment. That's okay. Can I draw on your chart?
Yeah, give me 1 second, and I'm going to draw one more circle, and then we're going to let you draw. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this one isn't going to give you much time to get in. Look at the previous two moves. They were just straight up. So, yeah, this one is very parabolic, and it won't give you much chance to get in if you don't have the alarm set or you don't get in. You're not already in it. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on this one. Definitely have some, regardless of whether it takes a little bit of time to move. Initial stage, when it goes, it's just gonna go.
Good. Okay, if you guys are watching YouTube, he drew a line from here all the way, he drew it, I think it was from here all the way up. So that's a good thing. And you can see they do move very sharp. It moves very sharp. The down move, it did give us entry on top of that sword cut, but that's with a large parabolic structure. When it moves up quick, in almost all cases. Here, if it moves up again, you're right. You may just want to be, for some of you who are just positioning, just structure above here would be a good thing. Okay, short-term bullish based on a map, yeah, AMCSOL. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna look at non-playable coin. This one is fairly new. Okay, I saw this. It's actually very new. I wanted to ask, was there another data for this one?
No, it's just it must be a new coin on Solana chain.
Okay.
I think my brother was saying that they're putting billboards up and stuff like this. He said there's a lot of. I'm not really into these meme coin stuff, but he is a wee bit. But if anybody else wants to take 5 minutes of their day and research it, it's
KuCoin, but it may be just listed on KuCoin. So I drew all I saw was this on 4-hour chart. It looks like right now there's a parabolic somewhere here. We may be getting a break above here. However, based on the last down move, which is this one right here, if we take that angle as the key angle and put it up to the phantom up there, then our resistance should be here, and we got one hit, and the resistance should be here. We got 2 hits. So we already hit it once and twice. So we really want to build in this area, and that's just a very short-term chart. It's not much data, so my real trade, therefore, for me is going to be approximately above there. If I can build above there, then I might be talking, and then I can DP the phantom and take a trade in kind in maybe a very short-term way. But what I really would is some time is like some proper data, so I can make a more educated decision about what it is I'm doing. And what I'm gonna say is I'm going to use the MEX chart because I just saw that it has more data. So, oh man, I was accurate, wasn't I? I was really accurate. All right, I will take this screenshot for you here, and then let's look at this on MEXC and see if I can do anything better. All right, still a fairly new chart. Let's see if we can go to the daily. Ooh, good. This one has a lot more data for me. Praise God. Okay, let me go to a 2-day chart. Good. I was able to collect all 3 points. Here, and here. Okay, if you use these 2, you get this as your verification, although this is new data, so I don't know if I can fully confirm that back one, but I'm going to use that for right now. That's all I have. Okay, the next one is the phantom. I'm going to bring this phantom up here, and this may be the higher part of the oscillation, and here's where I get a stronger confirmation. So if I place it back in, you know what, let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to put my favorites on chart. This is my, one moment, guys. Oh, I never favorited my highlighter, did I? Yeah, I did. Where's my highlighter? Ah, there it is. Okay. If I place it here at the top, if I place my phantom there at the top, I get my verification here. So I can label this, if I wanted to, key angle dot 2-day. Okay. And then up here, it's going to be my phantom angle. And it's verified. Okay, so I got a verification of this. So I'm going to put verified, so I just remember that. Sometimes I add keywords just so I know I can strengthen or diminish the value of our art in our mind. Okay, because of this structure here and here, I'm going to try to collect these points 1, 2, 3. So I know where I'm primarily looking for another move up if we can get it. So let me draw this real quick to see if I can. This is going to be another angle. Let's use white. Okay, I got wicks, possible core, wick, and then possible structure. And if this is a range, let me go to maybe a weekly chart to see if I can get a better angle for me. Okay, yep. All right, so the weekly chart is probably going to give me a better angle. I'm going to collect these tops here, maybe even the core. I'm just going to use the tops. Okay, I'm going to use those wicks, wick, and this wick here, and I'll just make one dotted for a range. But primarily what we're looking to do is to build in this area now. Okay, so if I can build this area. Now I really want high volume on this down bar. If I got it, and I got it. That's a good sign. Okay, do you see how the volume's getting higher at the tops here? 1, 2, 3, and here's the volume. 1, 2, 3. We're not absorbing the supply as if there's some distribution campaign. We're actually continuing that high volume nature of the game. So if there was really selling, there's still too much of a market at the top, so they're going to not take profit. And instead, we actually see this move here, this really strong volume above this range or above these old resistances in an uptrend on very strong volume. The next bar on the down bar is also on very strong volume, and that's something really good. Okay, so see how smaller this bar is comparatively to this bar, yet it has a strong volume, almost equal. Why all this money now? Why all this activity happening now? Because this was your push, that white bar right there was your push, and the second bar is buying. So there's actually buying that's coming in last week, and that was good. This is a weekly chart. We got another 6 days. So last week, this bar right there had high buying. What it is, it's like money coming in after the fact, after it's safer to do. So in the same way that when you're in an uptrend, you hunt the down move. Sometimes your down move is actually at an angle, as I teach when I teach the whole clocks. You guys saw me do this many times where I draw the clocks for you and I show you how that works. Sometimes that angle is an upward angle. Okay, once we start getting to a certain position, those angles actually start evolving up because it's all related to each other. That's how we get the full ones, right? But if this is your next structure, our next health should be here, and you can see in the volume, massive money coming in on the down bar. Professional buying has to happen on down bars, down moves, and generally in down trends. Once the trend has already started, this may be a time for a secondary accumulation. So I'm going to say this one has it. Let's talk about what money that might be on the table for us. So this is the top for next week. It's closer to 19 cents. This is one that has potential on the table. The money that's available for this crypto is closer to 390%. I like this crypto. This one's going to be added to my longer term bullish list. 388 or 390 dynamic positive. So that means that percentage is only going to go up as time goes on. All right, so I'm going to add this one. Let's put a big star on it. I like this one a lot. Okay. I want to make sure I add the text first. It's called NPC, non-playable coin. NPC shorter term bullish, November 24, 2024. This crypto is in an uptrend with a verified key angle, strong, large volume on the down bar after pushing, which is that breakout white bar, indicates possible buying. Price has pulled back nicely last week on that volume. Price is at 0.040 with a move up potentially towards 19 cents. Price is at is a very close to an entry, and in entry territory. I feel comfortable entering this now at these prices. Thank you, House, for having us look at this crypto.
My brother was talking about it, but he thinks they've got a big team behind them, or it's a new thing. And but I would need to research it. I think there needs to be maybe a bit research done. I
would feel comfortable entering at these prices. I am possible move of 300%. That was 388% dynamic positive. Now I'll take the picture with the star. Okay, any other questions, comments? This crypto NPC coin, non-playable character, or non-playable coin. That's a play on words. Just so you guys know, NPCs are characters who are like sometimes run by AI, but basically they're just a computer program that runs it, that plays in the background. They're the supporting characters in games. Next crypto, GALA. Let's look at GALA. We're looking GALA for House, one of our longest members in our community. Some of you guys are my oldies but goodies in our community, right?
I'm a goodie.
She's an OG. Sorry, firecracker.
Not an oldie, but a goodie.
I love it.
Goodie.
How long has it been? Like what? 3 years?
No, it's more than that.
No, it has maybe a little. Has it been?
I think it's more than 3 years. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Maybe it has.
Time flies.
Yes.
It's like sometimes you talk about an old familiar friend that passed away, and somebody goes, "How long has he passed away?" And you're like, "Oh, about 3 years." And somebody says, "No, it's 6 years or something."
Here's a crypto called GALA. GALA has entered a stronger health recently, and I'll show you guys on the 2-day chart more of this. Here is our last structure for GALA. This is your foundational key angle on a 2-day chart. We hit some resistance here, and then we finally got the breakout, and then we hit the vortex. So this is what I mean when I talk about vortexes, because even though price is in a healthy area, you can see that where those angles intersect with larger moves, sometimes price will hit these pockets really nice and then move up. Alex, are you there? Alex Compton?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this is what I mean by that vortex stuff. When you see a strong one intercept there and price just sits in that pocket just nicely, look for a nice bounce up to your targets. So that's that structure. Just, seeing it over and over again, you start to get it. This was a verified key angle. Okay, so once we took the angle, we can bring it down to the top side and see that when we placed it here, it's verified here, or if you place it at the wick and you start hitting other wicks and then you hit the cores, you know that your oscillation is really strong. So you're really paying attention to the breakout. If I don't have much verification of the key angles that I'm looking at, whether it's a short-term or a longer-term key angle, it's not going to put so much weight when they break out. But when they break out, you pay attention to them, because one person will be like, the price is the same, I don't see any difference, and another person will be like, yeah, we've been here before, but they don't see that the trend has been broken, so they don't understand that something has changed. But the people who are reading their key angles with more verification, you're going to know, hey, something changed. Okay, but these people, they just trade on price alone. So if they don't see any change to the price, they don't see anything. And then when price moves really fast, they're like, oh, it shot out of nowhere. It's going crazy. It's just not making sense. It's not making sense to them because they're not reading the oscillations correctly. They're not reading the key angles and phantoms. I call them key angles and phantoms. Other people in other TA groups will have them different, but I call them phantoms because they're based off of the key. It's just a ghost angle. And if you don't draw the key correctly, you won't see the ghost. Okay, it won't make sense to you, the ghost angle. All right, so now the next structure that we have, since we have this large move up right here, it's basically round structure. We have another peak here, so I'm gonna draw this key angle. Now when I drew that key angle, if I bring it up to the top energy center back here, it gives me the verification. Now we did this already last time for GALA, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but if I duplicate this angle and I bring it to the top and I can verify in the past, we were hit exactly in the past. So I didn't draw this angle. Now you could, I think we may have done, this may have been the original key angle, but in either way, they tell the same story and they complement one another because they're one and the same, okay? So if I drew this as my key angle, and it looks like I did because there's a little KA button right there. Then when I bring it down to the bottom energy center, it tells me where that bottom is at, especially if I measured it, the target system, and I had target. So you can see that teal box right there, that's a target we had, okay? So we know where, if we're shorting, where to take profit, exit. If we're looking to be bullish, we're looking to crack those resistance because price could have hit it and came down. But if we move into health, which I drew those last circles for you guys last time, okay? Those circles, see? Once we know where those circles are, or the health is starting to appear, if we are hitting a bottom, if we're breaking above these angles, we're stacking the odds in our favor on why we want to make a bullish argument or a bullish case, all right? So we know to be a little bit bearish underneath here. We know to be bullish above here. We know what to look for. If I already have 3 things, a target telling me, hey, that's a bottom. And then if I have the key angle saying I drew the key angle in the right place, so that should be a bottom. And then if I have a smaller key angle breaking, I can say I got a health, I had round structure at a target, I was at the phantom angle, I have a strong case that we should be moving up. And then you can measure your distance and draw your other targets for you short-term traders, like your volume target analysis as we taught in lessons 1 through 16, and there's your target. So this is a nice play, this is a nice quick move. Now this is basically where we want to take some profit if we didn't. Otherwise, for the next bullish move, there's another entry possibly above 0.04 cents. So the money that was made on GALA from these moves was closer to maybe an average of 77%. So that's a really good move from GALA. But the next move up, we're going to be looking to see where we're going next. Now, I'm either going to do one of 2 things. I'm either going to hit let me show you, actually one of 3 things. I'm going to show you the moves. I'm either going to hit the DP projection of this oscillation, okay, which is about right here, and it looks like we're cracking it, or we may come back down. So that's a smaller play. Another larger play is I might hit again this oscillation, and we may hit again closer to 11 cents. So I may actually break above this and hit 11 cents. That may be a move. Or what I really believe is happening with GALA is this one, okay? And this is why I'm intentionally not drawing every single thing I see, but this is what I believe to be the case. This is where I believe we're going on GALA, up here. Now, last time I had it at 34 cents, but this is now coming down. Okay, so the down move, we don't have to have this angle like that. This is going to be dynamic minus because the angle's going down. So over time, that's going to lessen how much profit we can make. But if I put it somewhere like in mid-December, I'm still around 33 cents. This is based on this key angle. Okay, and I drew it and I said weekly. Okay, so this is a weekly key angle. If price were to really fall and have a flash crash underneath this structure, I might be looking for us to come way down there, but that's not something that's on my board at the moment. At the moment, this angle has 3 points of verification, so that we're going to pay attention to that. 1, 2, 3 for you GALA traders. If our peak is up here, it's possible that if we get a move here, we may hit some of the smaller projections, maybe some of those vortexes at 11 cents, but then we could all the way go to 33 cents if I get another trade. So I'm going to quickly put some of those prices on the board, and we'll leave this. Do I have any other questions for GALA? That trade has not triggered. It may trigger closer to 4.
So you'd be taking profit right now?
Yeah, right now you're at a target. You may want to take some profit or lick the ice cream, and then you may want to get back in if we can crack this. Now with USDT.D still having room to run, I'm still going to be looking possibly to be bullish until that really reverses. Now we're at a small reversal, but right now, area. But I don't think that's going to be this is going to be a major profit taking zone. I'm really going to be only wanting to lick some of the ice cream at the target and then wait to get back in. And that would make sense for this play too, right? So you're at a resistance based on the pink key angle, okay? And that's this structure here. Are we going to crack it? Possibly. Okay? It's very strong volume here, very high volume. And it could be some area where there's possibly selling. And House, if you're going to play it really safe, this is your move, okay? This is for you. I'm going to just hide my lines real quick. If you're intraday trading this, don't take profit. If it's me, and this is never a financial investment or trade advice, I wouldn't take profit until the weakness appears, because everybody walks away from the table too early. A lot of people do. There's your move. Get you there in that territory, and then you may want to think about taking profit.
Yeah, I could get out there because it looks like we could be rounding down for a wee bit until we maybe phase through that line.
Yeah. So if you come here, this might be a sign of weakness, especially with the big pink resistance in play, which is coming up really soon. So you want to use that as your gauge. If I hit that resistance, man, what's going on with my Apple Pencil today? It looks cracked at the top. What the heck? Is it cracked? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Looks fine inside. Maybe I need a new tip. We'll see. Lord help us. For our first year, I was using a broken iPad the whole year until we finally got the good one. What we might be actually looking for is a move here and then you may phase into weakness. If you do, you're looking to come down for a time. So if you want to hold off, this is a daily chart, so you got some days to play in here. If you want to risk it for the biscuit, that's where you want to risk it. It's less risky unless you cross over here. If you cross over here, you're more guaranteed that if the markets take a downturn, your crypto's also going to take a downturn. But if the markets are bullish and you're not bearish yet, you're not in weakness territory, you want to continue playing the game, generally, okay? That's how I would navigate that situation just from a technical perspective, and you can draw that on your chart. Any other questions, Gala? We don't
Did
know.
you take a picture of that other?
Yeah, I did. You can take a screenshot right now. So you
brilliant. Okay.
go ahead.
How do I take a screenshot?
Are you on an iPad? Okay, on your iPad, you have a top button for your volume, and then you have the power button. Click them together. If it's one of the newer iPads, try that, and you'll see a camera. For some of the other iPads with
I got it.
yeah, for some of the circle ones, you have to hold the circle button and the power button, or the circle and volume.
Brilliant.
Okay. All right. By the way, let's talk about the money that's potentially on the table for Gala. Remember, this is a crypto that has not started yet. Its next trade, but it already moved its first trade. So if you guys are trading Gala, I'm just going to give it to you as if we had the breakout above 0.04 cents. Then we're going to get to closer to 120% for that move, that vortex. And then the larger move is closer to 600%. And that's possibly on the table, 650%, which is just massive, just absolutely massive. If we can cover those territories in their strides, right?
Yeah, and after we do that and build on the 33, it's going to be back the all-time high of 80 something cents. And then the Lord showed me, I think they're $1 and $1.89.
Wow.
That's why I'm the Gala.
And then you said $1.89, and then what was the other one before then?
I don't know what the all-time high is, but we're probably going to hit something around the all-time high. I think it's around the all-time high is probably something like 80 cents.
There's that all-time high conversation again. All right, House, thank you. Yeah, that would be a massive, because this is just 33 cents. If you go to $1, you're at 2,000%, and $1.89 is closer to 4,000. Do you want some Gala? You probably want some Gala. Are you coming up to an entry? We may get one. Okay, another entry for you guys, if anyone who missed the last one. Okay. Let's look at some more cryptos. I got a crypto called XDC coming up for you right now. Whatever you like, we do for you. XDC just had its recently its last big structure above where we were looking for our resistance. There was your nice pullback into this area from our previous maps. It's a nice area right here. I like XDC. Some people believe it's linked to copper. I've had some dreams about XDC. I know it's going to do well in the future. 3 cents. Before then, our last big move down was this larger parabolic. And I really believe that the weekly and 2-week chart is where we're really supposed to look for this. I actually believe it's the closer to the 2-week chart for this chart. The candles don't really make sense on the daily chart. So something's wrong with that. And you need to look on the higher weekly, 2-weekly chart. Now, when I looked on the weekly, 2-weekly chart, remember we have this larger parabolic down move, and health appears here, but you didn't really get much time once we were here before you go up. Now, last week was an important week, and last week our resistance was here, but we also got squashed almost exactly there. And this is where the angles really have to be pretty accurately. So I'm going to show you, this is the 2-week chart, and this is where it makes sense. I have an angle close to this. I think it's 2-week chart. What is that? Where I got that angle from? Yeah. On the 2-week chart, I got core, and then I got some core here, and then I just got wicks in this whole area. And we got stopped exactly there. Now this week, it was a very just short move. We went all the way up to this all-time, the 6 cents. Now you guys know I talked about 6 cents for XDC and XLM, and that when I saw prices at 6 cents, that's a time when price moved up really high. Now we're spiking that area. We're not sustaining in that area just yet. So if you were taking profit at the old 6 cents, that was your 6 cents. But primarily, I want to use 6 cents as my structure. Okay, so that means that I want to be above 6 cents. I don't want to just hit 6 cents. Now, just remember, from the dream, I had a dream where I saw prices like this, and they would spike up, and it was a lot like how these XDC coins and a few other coins, they would just spike, and I saw that. in the dream. And I think the Lord is just reminding me all-time highs. And then when I compare it with what Triple J was saying yesterday, all-time high again, and speaking about a lot of crypto, it just seems to be the common theme that a lot of these cryptos are going to hit all-time highs like that. So this is another example. That 6 cents was another example of that. Our last entry was closer to 0.3 cents, and then the next entry was above this line. That's 0.4 cents. If I'm looking on the weekly chart, you can see that we only had 1 week where we hit it. We came all the way to 6 cents, and now we're on a down bar and a down move. The last week was very high volume. It could be some selling that's taking place, but I'm going to present to you one more thing. The reason I believe we're going to go much higher, closer to 17 cents XDC, rather than just stay here. Current price is 50 cents, by the way. The reason I believe we're going to be hitting higher is because when I look at these areas on the volume, this is what I see. Let me hide my charts. Okay. When I look at the volume in these areas, this is my top, okay, on average here, and now we're here again. I have 4 areas by which I can measure volume. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even this one. But just say it's just those 4. In the volume, in the first, go ahead, I have somebody, question? Okay. In the first move, my volume was here, okay? Not that one, this one. The next situation, my volume was less, a little bit less. Now one could say it's average because some of them were low, and you could rightly make the point. The next situation, we hit it, the volume was very high. It was this one on that red one there, okay? So the volume is basically average to increasing. And now what happens again? What's the volume like as we hit it again? It's increasing. Now, this is a big clue as to what is happening in the market. Okay, this is a very big clue. I'm going to show you what it means. Increasing volume. Okay, now if they were selling, if it really is selling, they're doing a poor job of removing the supply because the supply is still increasing, especially at the top. Now, generally, I like to see high volume at a top, especially into an area of weakness, because we should be going down. But if we come back into health and we challenge those old VZB's areas, but the volume is increasing, that tells us there's too much of a market at the top. There's too much market here above us. There's too many people willing to sell it at high prices. And if you're a seller because you have a house and you go into an area and you're selling your houses, and then you realize, wait a minute, people are willing to pay even more money for my house. What are you going to do? You're not going to sell the house to those buyers. You're going to withhold the supply, and you're going to see higher prices. So there's too much selling in this area that's going to indicate that we're still going somewhere higher in the future. We're still going to be expecting higher prices. Generally, we'd want to try to look for any kind of structure or health or area on a map where we can jump in the bandwagon. Otherwise, we're going to stay longer term bullish for this area. This indicates higher prices. Okay, this indicates higher prices to come. Increasing volume at these areas indicates higher prices to come. Okay, because it was not a successful selling campaign or a complete selling campaign. There's too much supply. The market is flooded with supply. The market's going to have to find its next balance at higher prices. So therefore, if I drew the map, I might be looking for entries now closer to possibly here on top of the old sword cut area where those old flats were. We're going to raise this up a little bit to include these cores. So I might be looking for entries closer to here in this circle. And at those prices, 0.48 cents might be a good entry. Let's see if I can. I might be looking for prices again closer to the actual challenge on here where our first entry was. Back here possibly, 0.407. And then I might actually be looking, hold on. And then I might actually be looking for another entry above 6 cents, okay? So that's really going to be where it gets my attention. If I'm building above 6 cents, I want to take some trades, and I want to take some trades up to 17 cents. That's going to be where we're going to be looking to possibly take some profit. And again, price today is only 0.05 cents. That would be a very large move. And then I also want to measure our entire oscillation, which you guys have had for a while, for a few years. And this is going to be our bigger oscillation. It's up here. Okay, so those larger structures together from here to here is going to give us up to $1.83. So a larger move in the season closer, actually, let's move it to December, mid-December. So if we hit it in mid-December, we're looking closer to $1.89. Now the money that's potentially on the table for these trades is massive. I'm not saying we're going to hit them, but we can read when it should be moving into those territories. Okay, $1.89, and then it would be a bullish health above there if we can build structure there. So I'm gonna draw a picture for you guys. Let's put this in the text now. Possible longer term bullish was added towards in November 6th. This crypto was added to our longer term bullish list, XDC. Okay, I'm going to just remind you guys of this territory. See if I can make it like this. Now Triple J also had some words. She had said, I see 2 drops, possible phasing below green line back in May. That already happened. Crazy wicks to 0.15 area. We haven't had that one. I believe XDC will have a nice move. I believe they're wanting to bring it down. Then they will buy. It will exceed everyone's expectation. This is a major player in all things that are coming. It's probably happening. So ABBA giving us the opportunities we can get it. Billionaires, zillionaires with XDC. So praise God for that one. Any questions on my take on XDC? And I don't think it hit, at least on this chart. 1.5 is here. Oh, it did?
Phoenix went down. Yeah, Phoenix lost a 0 and gained a 0.
Okay.
He did crazy stuff on Phoenix, and he's gone down 1 cent not too long ago. I posted some pictures on yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if that's final for the Lord, but I just wanna put your low buy orders. I know Reina low buy orders got filled. I don't know how low. I think it's 1.4. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle.
Did Reina's low buy order get filled on Phoenix?
I thought it was 009.
Yeah,
But
it did go through. It did. It went below a cent.
I gotta make sure I got a Phoenix account open and put some money over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, Phoenix is
And
Go to Phoenix, Jay, real quick, just to see those spikes.
The spikes on Phoenix have been crazy.
And I think somebody sold. I think it showed a bar going up to 30 cents, as if someone was buying at 30 cents.
It was
Yeah.
26 cents, and then Janet saw $32 or something?
Yeah, it was $30, and then there's one for $7. Crazy wicks, just randomly.
Yep. Look at XDC.
Look at that. What on earth is going on?
Somebody was able to take advantage of it at 1 cent. And yeah, right now it's showing the same price, 0.05 cents. But somebody was able to take advantage of it. That's crazy.
They don't see that they got a lot of smaller players on there, so that if somebody comes in with some money, it can run real fast because there's a lot of people that buy $200, $100, $50, $20.
That sounds like somebody's at the order book by mistake.
And
A lot
if
of mistakes, house.
somebody comes in with $1,000, $2,000, that could run really high because there's really a lot of smaller players there.
Oh man, I gotta get over there.
Yeah.
I'm so
Everybody
mad.
knows. Everybody's gonna be front running me.
You guys see this? Look at this,
Don't
guys.
forget.
That was probably Superfood on there.
Yeah, Super's gonna put his buy in for 1 penny, right? Somebody's gonna put their buy in for 0.95 penny, and before you know it, we're all gonna be buying it at the normal price.
Don't forget the exchanges can send it down as well to liquidate, take the stop losses and
They're
liquidate.
famous for wicks, aren't they? I think back in the day, there was people even bought Bitcoin for like stupid money with Phoenix wicks. Sometimes they've not let them go through, they've reversed them, which I remember back a few years ago I heard that they actually, people had bought stuff at real low prices and Phoenix had said, oh, that didn't go through, or tried to blame it on a glitch.
I've never had any issues with Phoenix. And I think with Phoenix, since they started, they have 4 coins or 5, 7 coins or something like that when they first started.
I mean, I heard something, or maybe there was another exchange that was doing that.
Okay, so we have one update to this. This one's already taken off. Update. Price hit 0.06 already. Ready. And Wick. See today's video about iDream. Also, price needs structure above 0.06 area with next moves closer towards, and I'll make sure I put the closer, next moves closer towards 0.17 cents. Phantom. It could, yeah, because you have, I'll show you why in just a moment. But yeah,
Okay.
closer to 70 cents, 17 cents Phantom. And trades above there may see price towards its larger Phantom, shown in green, at 1.89. 1.89 cents. And that's a massive percent of profit. Right now, let me just make sure I mark that percentage closer to 4,000%.
19 on the 29 cent also. 30 cent area.
19 and 30 cents. Right?
Mm-hmm. Which, interesting enough, that 30 falls into the 30, 30, 30. And I hear the Lord saying increments and increments. And I'm going to say it again as a reminder for many. Don't sleep on XDC, major player in web transfer. And that's what the Lord spoke a while back, is a major player in the web transfer. Actually, he's saying it's a key player. It will open the lock.
Okay, just a little green star to just remind me there's an update. Okay. Key player will open the lock. Good. Thank you, Triple J.
Yes. And he keeps telling me with XDC, it's not the first time that he says, expect the unexpected. It will exceed other coins. It's a complete package. It's gonna run like a meme coin, but it's a stable coin.
There's a lot of people who have prophecies about it being it's going to make millionaires.
Yeah, and it will not be a debacle. It's not a debacle coin.
What does that mean? Not a...
It means that it will not debacle, will not fall, in the sense like meme coins, that they go up and come down and come down, and then they go back to zero and they'll disappear. XTC won't.
All right. Before we take... Thank you, Triple J. Any more, you said?
It's a powerhouse.
Powerhouse. Okay, good.
He did say back he's going to make millionaires for them and zillionaires. It depends on what you put in. And there was a day that we all took numbers, and the magic number was you buy it at 5 cents, and you sold it, I think it was at $60 if I'm not, I can't remember very well. And if you bought $800 of it at $60, I think you become a millionaire. I'm not sure. We did the numbers that one day.
Okay. Good. Oh, let me put the date.
And the 8 is it's new beginnings. Number 8 is new beginnings, which I believe that's why the 800 was a specific number for that range. You always can buy it lower, a little bit here, a little bit there, but and 5 was favor that day when we were doing the numbers. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be having no dive on Wednesday. We're just trying to do our best for you guys this week, especially during this bull run season, to make sure that many of you guys are positioned. You don't invest all in just one venture, because the Bible says invest in 7 ventures, for you do not know what would befall the land. If I have a basket of cryptos and I have maybe 7 cryptos and one takes off one day and hits its target, I may want to take some profit on that and move it back into the other 6 that I have, and maybe even add a 7th. From there, if those cryptos haven't taken off, maybe 2 hit the next day, but the other doesn't, I can take profit on those and move them into those areas. If one moves into weakness and multiple moves into weakness, I can get a good gauge on how the market's performing. But that's why we don't have it just all in one, because if I have it all just in one crypto and everything else is taken around me, I may get tempted to leave that coin alone and jump into that coin and chase a candle, and then finally my crypto moves and I'm running around confused. Otherwise, I'm watching everybody take off without me and I'm not getting profit. So that's why the Bible says invest in 7 ventures, for you do not know what will befall the land. We can never guarantee which ones are going to hit tomorrow, which one's going to move tomorrow. We can just watch positioning, watch what's the best in structure, watch some of those watch lines. That's why I call them watch lines. These are lines that you're supposed to draw on your chart when something's already in position. Usually I draw a dotted watch line in white color. Now, I want to give you a dream. So last night I had a dream. I was on a large bus, and the driver was Tom Hanks. I believe he represented Hollywood and some of the corruption there, some of the major players behind the scenes running corruption, things like that. And I was on a bus with lots of, and I know for some reason a lot of people looked up to me. For some reason I often dream about work at a university. Sometimes the university is at a airport. Sometimes a university is at a bank. Sometimes a university is in some kind of important place or some kind of large bank. Now, I worked at banks before as a teller, but these weren't banks I've never worked at. These are just like locations and settings and places. So when I was on this bus, I knew a lot of people were valuing my opinion, and the driver wanted to take us to a theme park where there was going to be roller coasters. He wanted to take us to Six Flags. But the people wanted to go to the water park to ride where the water slides were. And he kept trying to influence everybody. No, let's just go to the Six Flags to ride the roller coasters. I want to ride the roller coasters. And I said, no, the people have spoken. They want to go to the water slides, not where the roller coasters are. And then eventually he descended, and eventually he had to take us to the stop. He wanted to take us further where the Six Flag was, but we stopped before then and went on the water slide. He didn't want to stop where we were at to go to the water slides. So he just dropped us off there, and then he had nothing more to do with us. So the group left the bus, and some of the smaller groups were saying, hey, what should we do? And I said, if you guys don't have anyone to go with at your club, I'll be with you. I'll help you, and I'll help you guys get the adrenaline so you can ride a more severe or exhilarating exhilarating water slide. And it's something I've done in real life. I teach people. I've taught my brother, I've taught my cousins, people who are completely scaredy cats. I teach them how to ride roller coasters and how to ride scary rides, because the adrenaline is actually something you have to adapt your body to. A lot of people don't know that. And once you get a craving for it enough, and you primarily do it by riding simple rides over and over again until you get bored of them, you want more. Your body's actually acclimated to that, and then you move up higher. And that's basically it in the theme show. So I said, I'll show people how to ride these water slides. And so anyway, we rode some water slides, and there was just a little other smaller details that happened, but that was basically it. Now, I woke up and I thought about it, and I was like, this is not the first time I've dreamed about the water slides. I've dreamed that I was a captain of a large ship, and I was taking people to the top of this large water slide, and we were in a big yacht. And that's why in the JSON Crypto and Christ, some people still call me captain, because in our first ship, we used to talk about that this is like a giant vessel, and I'm a captain of a ship, and we're going in a direction. My very first crypto dream that you guys remember, I had a dream where I was standing on the ocean behind this giant yacht. And I was on a platform, like a helicopter landing pad without the H. And it was in the middle of the ocean after a great crash. And people were looking at me, and they were casting their lots with me as the Lord spoke to me. And they were throwing their luggages at me. You guys know that dream from YouTube. It's one of the very first dreams I made on YouTube. Now, seeing water slides over and over again, I thought about what the Lord was showing me. And really what I believe the Lord would speak to me in this context was the difference between a roller coaster and a water slide. A roller coaster takes you through all the ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you're always back to where you started. When you're on a roller coaster, you're always going back to where you started, and the cycle always continues. It's the same old. But the water slide is different in the sense that it also gives you that exhilaration. It's also a great move, and you ride your things, and there's ups and downs, sometimes more ups and downs. But the flow is steady, and you always end up at somewhere else. You always end up at a different location, and you have to be able to ride those waves. The riding the waves is more literal when it comes to water slide, because it's a wave, it's a water. And sometimes you have to go to these locations. So sometimes you're going up and sometimes you're going down, but it's a different location. Where you start is not where you begin. And it's someplace new. So I really believe that some of the main interpretation, and there may be multiple interpretations or multiple depth, but some of the meat of it is that the corrupt establishment, the old Hollywood, even the influencers, all the people that were speaking into your life, the people that the world we've known, they all want to bring it back to the old ways. They want to bring us back to the same old. But the people don't want the same old. They want something. We're actually going somewhere. We don't want to just come back to where we are. We want something new. We're going to some place new. And we want to experience the flow where God is going to take us. And we want something new. And even though Hollywood's trying to get us to force feed us on this and that, the people are saying no. So politically, in the markets, I believe that something new is happening. There's a new changing that's going to happen. If we get to be a part of it, even if I lead a small group such as you guys, it's a great thing. It's a fantastic thing to be a part of it and to experience this new direction, this flow, and to be along for the ride for as long as the ride lasts. Yes, Wayne World, there's lots of other things that could be possibly included in this interpretation, such as liquidity and other things. These things will have to be prayed about, and maybe you guys will interpret more into it. But these are just some of the meat that I got from it, so we'll see from there. Lisa asked, what was the projection on XDC since the prophetic words it will rise so fast? Can we take a look at the percentage on the DP projection? Yeah, the projection on the DP projection for XDC, it's a great question. It's going to be somewhere up here. It's a really astronomical number. If you're able to hit it within its natural flow, let's see, what's today's date here. So let's move this up. Oh, and I didn't comment on what Triple J said. The number for that price is closer to $244. So that's a possible DP projection, and that would be just if you bought it at 5 cents and it goes to 240. So that can happen. Some people bought $5 for Bitcoin and it's at almost 100 grand. Same percentage in some ways. Now, so I'm gonna say that's people are asking, can we hit some of the prophetic Triple J was saying about 19 cents, 1920? It's really simple. This is the DP projection, and I'm gonna show this to you on a weekly chart. You guys tell me, when I measured this is a 2-week chart. Okay, when I measured the core from here to here, please answer the question. Okay, quiz. I measured from here to here. Is this conservative or is this a liberal oscillation? Am I being like extreme or not? And why? What's the answer?
Conservative.
Conservative. Why is it conservative?
Because you're using the cores, not the wicks.
That's right. That's the answer. I'm using the cores, not the wicks. Where's the wicks? The wicks are all the way up there. The wicks is wick here, wick here. Now, if I'm giving a conservative target, okay, and you guys have seen me long enough to know how DP projections work, some of you guys, otherwise you take my DP projection module in Sword Method, lessons 1 through 16, watch it. Okay, if I'm being conservative from here to here, using the exact distance I need to, let's just make sure I was conservative with my target from here to here, then answer the question next. This should be just a little bit higher. It comes a little bit lower, yeah. If this is the conservative target, is there, what does that mean for our DP projection? If prices were spiking above and below last time, if we hit this conservatively, what does this mean for our 17-cent target?
We're probably going to spike above it.
We're probably going to spike above it. If you give yourself room for error and you see a habit of prices, if you see a habit of prices spiking above on average, maybe about that far distance, you can actually take that other distance and use those. And here, what is those prices for that distance? 23, 22, depending on, here's 19 closer to maybe August. Now, it could happen really quick, by the way. But you can play all the way up to August and have room to hit a high number, like 20, even 23 cents. Now, I'm not saying we're going to hit that high. I'm giving you guys just the meat so you understand what the bulk of what's happening. I like to trade conservatively because I'm not a gambler. And I like to show you conservative things so that I'm not like using the exceptions to the rule. I'm using the bulk of what really happens in the market. I know if I'm seeing multiple cores in an area, okay, along that same track, I know I'm doing it right. I have some verified key angles. And I want to make sure that you guys are trading safe. Some of you guys will take those extremes, but that's where the prophetic comes in. I know that if prophetically I'm supposed to be hitting 19, if I'm in this area, that might be a time where I'm, instead of taking profit at 17, for us who have inside prophetic information, I'm going to be looking to hit maybe a higher target. So that's how you guys want to navigate those. But these are just the baseline of what we expect. And if I don't even see that hitting the conservative, I'm not even going to expect to hit these wicks, because then I'm just really risking it for invisible or non-existent biscuit. Okay, all right, got it? Everybody got it? All right. The next crypto is MSI, short for that in the background. See it, right? Start monkey, SHI. some of you guys are interested in this crypto. This one from our last move down, we had some targets that we can measure from this side, but price has never broken above those next segments, either in this oscillation, it didn't break above, or in now this oscillation. So we still never came to this territory. So these targets right here are not really that. We'll leave them on the board. In fact, weakness appeared from our previous map. This was our previous extension of the key angle. This was around October. Price moved under here, and that's a bearish area territory for this crypto. If there's going to be any new bullish territory, it may be some health here to possibly delay, maybe underneath the sword cut here. So I'm going to extend out maybe a sword cut closer to these prices and put that in orange for you. But we still need to be in health. We need to be in health before we can start talking about getting up there. We're still in this oscillation. If we go down further, we're still going to be going here, but this is dynamic minus. This number is going to go down depending on the day. If it's today, the number is going to be possibly 0000. 006019. I don't know when this is going to actually do anything good. At the moment, it may need to. I don't really get a clear reading here from the volume. At the moment, the only move up may have been some buying here, but if we couldn't crack these tops into the next trade, then there's no more trade on the board. Okay, so possibly a move. If we phase into health, then we can take a up trade up to maybe between some of these ranges. But right now, it doesn't have my attention. We need to be really above there before we start talking about the next trade. So if those territories don't trigger any trades, the last move was still rounding underneath here, or a move here into weakness. The candles are really wonky. You're probably going to see this play out over a longer time, and that's all I'm going to say about this crypto. Okay, so that's the new updated map. Anyone have any other questions for me regarding this coin? All right, the next crypto is Luna Classic, crypto we all know and love. Oh, a crypto that once fell from grace. Yep, go ahead, somebody.
I heard a wee bit of news about Luna this morning. I was watching Ivan on Tech, and he was talking about it, and he said basically that the SEC have, you know what, the assets that they froze from the debacle that happened Luna, they basically kept it. It was $4 billion or something.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering what would cause a Luna spike. I'm wondering if they were made pay that back, made have to.
Ooh.
Like, it's not their money, is it? It's investors'
Yeah,
money.
it probably flow back into the price of Luna Classic, and for those who are willing to take advantage, they may take profit, but you may see price go back to a huge number. Are they talking about the money that was made from the gap that happened when price was like in the sky?
Something you put that. Yeah, Ivan on Tech was talking about it, but it's got something to do with the SEC. The SEC have basically kept that money, and it doesn't belong to them. I can't see under a Trump administration how they're going to just steal that. I wouldn't see that as happening.
Yeah, especially with Trump, he's pro crypto.
So I'm just wondering, it's probably linked with maybe some price hike in the future.
Oh yeah, probably. That battle may need to be won, but yeah, probably. Let's update some of our numbers for Luna Classic. So this is a key angle that I have here. Actually, it's a phantom angle based on this angle. It is verified with 3 points of verification, just so you know. There's 3 points. Here's a wick right there, and there's a core, and there's a core. If this is a key angle, then I'm gonna bring it up as the phantom up to here, and if I bring it back in the past, it has 1 point of verification. There's your core. This is going to be a stronger key angle and then you're looking at, and that means we're going to be looking for resistance along here. Now, since we're no longer in October 10th, the last health appeared above this line right here. That would have been another entry for us for Luna Classic. The next resistance was step up, but the step up was hit already back here in the past. So now we can probably use that as a good stepping off point, and you can see that's where prices has pumped last week, and now we're actually sitting above on top of this week. So it's very possible we may be doing this area on purpose. So this is a pump. Look at all this high volume in this area. It may be pushing volume. I really want to see the next bar, the down bar, on really high volume or very low volume, which show lack of interest in this down move, or high volume signifying another area of possible accumulation. Now these targets are, these entries are going to come down a little bit more, closer to about right here for this week. So I'm going to bring this number down. That means that another entry may be triggered if we can break above 0015. At the moment, this is an entry possibly closer to here we're at right now. Okay, 00, let's text 00011 and move up to 0005. It's possible we may see that this week or during the next bull run. It's very possible. And then we need another structure above here, and the next area where we're going after that is going to be 0.23 cents. Okay, now the reason we're going to 0.23 cents is because if I take a look at the larger structure, which is here and here, the bottom is here. So now I can take that as a phantom and get there. Now if I can get up there and I can build in that territory, then I'm going to be taking the DP projection of this angle and this angle, and I'll give you some new prices for this in the future, some more realistic prices that may happen for this. So let me clean up this chart a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, I don't need that one, and I don't need that one. I'll leave this one, but I'll just make it more pretty. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the DP projection from these two angles, the yellow one and the blue one. So let's do the yellow first. And if I take the distance from here to here and I duplicate it to the top, then I'm going to take this phantom, okay, and I'm going to move this over here towards this season. And I'm looking at prices closer to here. Now we spiked on both counts. We spiked really high here and here. So I'm only giving you the conservative entry. So we spiked below twice and above twice. So it's very possible, just as I gave you guys in my last demonstration, we can hit our target conservatively up there in the sky, but also spike above, so that leaves room for lots of numbers for us to hit. Now I'm going to give you the projection. We're also going to move the blue one and do DP projection that. But right now, I have to move these up the track. This is dynamic positive, so these numbers are only going to increase closer to 0.0025. So now, based on this map, I'm going to give it to you, we have numbers that are higher in the sky, and I'm going to show you. So this needs to be DP, and I'm going to make this dotted, this line. Okay, so that's our projection based on this oscillation in yellow. Now, the oscillation based in blue, which is this oscillation, price moving back and forth here, if we take that distance and we duplicate it up on top of this area, we may be seeing prices even higher. And that's going to give us a DP closer to up there. So let's take that and measure it properly. I'm going to clean up this chart a bit. You guys have my previous videos to know all of these previous numbers. Let's see if I can clear up this, just to make things more simple for everybody. Okay, so if I take this distance from the blue to here, we have a conservative target that is closer towards 8. And again, this leaves room for us to spike above in these areas because there are spikes above on both sides. So thanks for Ian for helping me point that out. He was using fractals, and it caused me to follow a train of thought in that same area where I made an observation about key angles, phantom angles, and the spikes above and what happens conservatively. We actually can see that it's very possible that Luna Classic may experience its prices from current prices all the way up to 700%. Is it possible? Just in September of 22nd, we were trading at 006, and that was 450 from where we are currently. Is that going to happen? I don't know. We're going to need to take it in its stages. I would love to see it move up in its strides, and I will give you guys some of the candles from there. But basically, I'm going to be looking for some resistance at those areas, and I will show you my map on how I would navigate this situation. So I would be looking, if we are bullish now, and I'm gonna give you some more thoughts about this, but if I was bullish now, I would be looking for moves up to here from current prices. And then I would be, and we're very close to our last entry, right? So if anybody's looking to get in, this might be a good entry for you. Okay, I want to confirm that a little bit more, but I like that entry. I like this entry. Okay, I like this one above a 0015. I think those are great entries, and I would be bullish up to there, and maybe we can take some profit here on this phantom or just above because of all the spikes, right? So all the spikes, we might want to take some profit closer to there. To denote that, I'm just going to put a little line above here and put a little check mark box, just saying this is what I'm looking at. You'll refer to this video during those times. Always go back to my videos if you guys are missing it. Maybe you'll get some of my thoughts. I'm not perfect, but I can get you in the ballpark. Okay, that might be another move for us here.
You're just a hurt?
Huh? Oh, I think that's just a hot mic. Okay, the next one. See, this is not working. I need a new Apple Pencil. Ah. Okay, let me use my finger. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, better. Finger's not as strong. Okay. I'm going to be looking...
Worried about cancer or anything?
What?
Earphones?
Oh, hot mic. Somebody's got a hot mic. Okay, I muted you. Don't worry. Okay, so now these are the big moves for Luna Classic that I'm going to be watching. Those are the real big moves. So if we go up in stages, I may get an entry now. I may get an entry at 0015. I may get an entry above this number. And this is all dynamic positive right here. The blue one's dynamic positive. This is dynamic negative, which means we're not watching the numbers. We're watching the angle, because if it happens over the year, it's going to take a longer time. But it can happen really quick, and you got to know where it's happening at. So there's 1, 2. So here's the DP projections for all of this. Now this should say, not phantom, but it should say DP, okay, projection. Okay, so that's what it should say. DP projection. Okay. And I'll give you and I already gave you guys those percentages in this video. You know what you're looking for. iPad says, JSON, please extend their blue DP left. It may get confirmation on the wick. Yeah, it actually may. That's a great thing. If I take this DP projection and extend it out along its track, look at that. Wow. Wow. That's a verification. So let's put a DP, we're going to put this called DP projection with verification. Okay, that's fantastic. Fan-diddly-tastic.
Jason, there's something in the chat. Christopher Harris had it at 0008, so pretty much close to your numbers.
Really? Really? 089. Yeah, look at that, February. I'll just move it to there and I'll leave it here, and I'll see if I can type on there. Christopher, let's see. Christopher Harris matching verification, matching DP projection. Okay, so Christopher Harris's numbers matching JSON's DP projection. Fantastic. I love it. Okay. Let me get you this. So I want to confirm about the entry, and then I'm going to give you guys my take on Luna Classic. I was looking at it early this morning, and this is messy. So we're going to have to read more accurately to try to find a good entry. So I'm going to draw you this. Let me see if I can see anything in the volume real quick. I forgot to look at that on the weekly chart. Yeah, I don't see like super large incoming buying on the down bar. But remember what House was saying, if the SEC loses that case, or what's found is that the SEC is holding billions of dollars from that initial drop. Remember, Luna Classic was trading closer to 100 and then it fell to 0.00005. That's a lot. If billions of dollars flow back into it because they're forced to hold it, because they're holding it illegally, you may very well see something very good occur. Okay, I'm going to draw an entry for you. Maybe able to... Let me draw a shorter term entry if I can for those who are trying to jump on a Luna train. This is going to be messy, but this is the best I'm going to do for you. Okay. This is around the prices we're looking to be. We're looking to be in this territory primarily. That's to me, that's a safer territory. So anywhere in these areas are great. I think is going to be really great. And we could do the whole clocks situation if you wanted to with the last events. And that's a good position here. These prices are a great position. The DP projection from here is going to be somewhere about right here, and you're on top both ways. So no matter how I slice it and dice it, I'm getting to where I need to be in this area. So even though it's messy, I want to be somewhere here. You got to be aware this is going to have spikes, but it's going to position us in a more positive territory for Luna Classic. Okay, that's what I have for you. So I'm going to say I like the entries. It's messy, and I will denote that. But primarily, that's my chart. Okay. Anyone have any other questions for me for Luna Classic? Okay. I'm going to put a note.
That would be a time still to buy it.
Yeah, I like it because we're close to the entry.
Somebody had a comment. Triple J's got sees it going to, I think it's 1.7. Although I like Luna Classic a lot, I just don't know if it's gonna be The best performer in the short term, I don't really know. I suppose I'd have to speak to Triple J again, but yeah, I don't know. But the other thing is it could quite easily explode, so you've got to do as you're led. But I'm only in the long. Like, I've only got, say, 1 or 2% of my portfolio in the spot, and then I've got 1 or 2% of my portfolio in the long, so I'm not overly interested in locking up my liquidity in the spot token, but I've got a long on it just in case it does well. That'll be my comments.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I sent you that picture in that email if you want to take a quick peek at that.
Yeah, can you share? Yeah, was your comments on Wayne's World about Luna Classic?
Yeah. Luna's involved in it, so it's just a picture. All you got to do is go to your email, grab the picture, throw it on the screen.
Let's do that.
Yeah, since we're talking about...
You said it's in my email? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'll show everybody in just a moment. Thank you.
When you're done.
Okay, Andrew's maybe closer to 00011 with resistance core. I'm going to say resistance core, which means the meat, around 0.00011. Now remember, if you're, it's just this little side note, all you have to do is if your resistance is here, but your spikes are this long, okay, measure that distance. And this is twice, right? If the spike is this long and I bring this right to the top, is it likely I'm going to spike up to that higher number? Yes, especially when these angles are really close to each other. I can't tell you how many times it happens. At times when the resistance are closer to each other, you see it. It's really common. And sometimes you'll see it get squashed. I think XDC was one of that. Sorry, XLM. Was it XLM? No, XDC, yeah. The resistance was just really low, but it spiked all the way up to its next resistance. We saw it a little while ago in that chart where I drew a yellow line. It was yellow and I drew it with a pin. You see it from our previous maps, and then I showed you again this morning. So this is a type of thing where you may, if your core's here, but all your wicks are on top and on bottom, you're probably just going to hit the 0.00022 if we hit this target. So don't be surprised if it comes up here. It may not stay up there, but it can here. Now, if I can stay up here and I come back down and build properly on this area, that's really great because it gives us a chance to hit the higher target. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to say, with resistance core around 1.1, but possible spike or / move up towards 0.0002. So is this one of those instances where if I see it making a run, am I going to take profit here? I'm probably going to be looking to take profit at 0.002. Okay, that's most likely the area of resistance, and that would be another one of those all-time highs, those cryptos we're seeing with spikes, the ones I'm dreaming about, spike. So I might be looking for a big, maybe a resistance around there. Maybe I'm going to take some profit closer to here. This is an area for me of interest when considering taking profit. So I'll have to look at the market considering taking profit. Not profit. Good. Higher DP, higher DPs are closer to 0.00039 and 0.00089, which also happens to match Christopher Harris's prophetic. I'll just call it prophetic because it could be a dream or whatever. It's usually his dreams. Many people believe he has a lot of prophetic dreams. I believe so too. Okay. Does that mean he's perfect? No, but nobody is. All right. So I'm going to make sure that, and you guys have that, it's added to my longer term bullish. If it's not already there, it may just need to be updated. Anybody have any other questions, comments before I show that
picture?
Yeah. Okay, so let me show that picture. Thank you guys for tearing with me. I hope we find you guys some good opportunities.
I took the screenshots. I took the screenshot this morning, and Brother Greg used to live in New York. He's got his channel Prophetic Insight, and he was always called to be a pastor. Then the Lord had him move to Texas, and the Lord's always been telling him that he's going to be a pastor. Anyway, read this out loud. Don't go there. There you go.
Received notification that my wife and I are on-call ministers tomorrow to dedicate a few babies to the Lord. Oh, praise God. First two babies, their name is Luna and Stella. Wow.
What?
Are they into the crypto space, or that's just a random name?
No, yeah, he is. He's got his channel. He does 80% prayer and stuff and 20% crypto on his channel.
Okay, so that his children.
Like you.
Okay.
Like you.
So he chose those names on purpose, though.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't do charts, but he
okay.
Follow, but yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Get ready for Luna to take off. These were always two I felt most conviction for imminent takeoff. Subscribe to our next live notification updates happening. You guys can join Prophetic Insight if you guys are interested, it looks like. Wow, I believe the Lord is clearly speaking to you. There's no coincidence, Pastor, I hope. And so now he's a pastor.
I mean,
good.
Yeah. They called him to be a pastor, and he always knew that he was going to be.
Yeah.
It's just that he knew his calling, but he's always knew about the 5 or 6 coins, but the Lord has always been beating him over the head with Stellar and Luna. His good friend had a dream about a Stellar and stuff like that, and then the guy drives up and there was Stellar on the building or something like that, and so he saw Stellar at $200. He says, I'll tell you flat out on this one. He said, I've seen $200. The Lord showed me that. He showed $7 on something else, but I don't remember what he said. But the Lord's always beating him over. Oh, he had a dream many a time about the Luna with the whales in the water. And he said the whales are coming. You know what I mean? On Luna. At some point, whenever that happens. But yeah, so he's been bombarded by the Lord with those 2 coins especially. Luna and Stellar, and it just doesn't stop. I mean, what's the chance of 2 babies? Luna and Stellar. What?
Anyway. No, that's a wonderful. Wow. And here, Triple J's numbers of 7 may be coming up soon. We're coming up to this one. This is an older one. Maybe it's closer back to, I think, May or July, maybe. May of this year. Earlier this year, we were stagnant for quite a bulk of the year. Now, if you look at the 17 number, it's here, right there, closer to this area. However, it's also just happens to be just above the resistance with spikes in the distance, in the background. So when we see spikes like that in the distance, it's very possible for us to easily clear and get to 17. And this happens to be closer to the more recent all-time highs. So if we're back in that territory, it's another one of those, how I saw the dreams of the cryptos doing this spike and hitting these multiple tops. But what she's hearing is all-time highs are benchmarks. And for many cryptos, all-time highs are benchmarks. That would mean that we're actually looking somewhere for prices to get to these all-time highs and then build above there at some time. So if we get there, how I see it happening is USDT.D hitting its 3.34. That's going to facilitate the next bullish run, which many of these cryptos are going to run and are ready to run. USDT.D coming down, that's when cryptos are going to run. When that goes down, cryptos go up. And at that time, once we get underneath there for USDT.D, there's another support. And if we get to that other support, that's going to facilitate a very large crypto run. I don't know if we're going to have the crash first or we're going to have a down move first in cryptos. We're going to be watching that number with great interest, as you guys who are on this channel and supporting us in Dive, you guys have been following me on that chart, and that chart is very highly accurate. Okay, for a lot of years it's been very accurate. So I'm going to be showing you guys the plan, and who knows, maybe this is going to run. Does it need USDT.D take off? USDT.D to take off the market? Does it need Bitcoin to lose its dominance? Or does it need to have the dominance for Bitcoin? We don't fully know. I would say that it uses those moments where the markets are bullish as a catalyst. So does it need the market to be bullish? It probably is upboard. Triple J, was that you? Did she come out?
I would like to say something about it. LUNC was actually added to the ISO registry, which is very strange to me.
How long ago?
Because I can go look at the date. They always post the date it was added. I'll go check real quick. Not just probably 4 months ago.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, that was really exciting when I seen it, because it's from what happened to the coin. It's just such a weird thing that it's going to be utilized.
Okay. Pay attention to those ISO ones. They're going to be the ones that survive regulations. Others are going to be in the back of the line. All right, let's look at some more cryptos. So that's a big one. I try to spend a little more time on the big ones. Our next crypto is BONK. We heard Triple J said BONK will bonk up back a while back. Here we are with BONK. Okay, I didn't put the date when she said that. It was a while back. Okay, so our last entry for BONK was based on this parabolic. It was 3 structures we're actually looking at. 1, 2, 3. One of them is the round structure here. These 2 are peaks. Above the parabolic structures above here help us start going up. That's where our big trade was. Here's the health. It's on top of here. We got one area of health, 1 candle, and that was it. And then it just came up to its blue flat. Now the blue flat was basically here from this area. Okay, now our oscillation based on these areas is actually here. Okay, so if I take this structure here, round structure, and I take this round structure here, I got a wick, which could be a verification. That's one. And then my other verification, my friends, is this one back here. So this is going to be a key angle. Now, if I take this key angle, I got some verification points, but if I bring it to the top energy centers here, I got a verification in the past and a verification in the future. So this tells me I'm doing it right. The main oscillation is here. So where's our next top? It's basically there at 664, 00064. Now, I'm going to show you something really good about this crypto. So this is, we can, if we wanted to add some keywords to this, before we continue, we could add the word verified key angle, okay, to this green key angle, verified. Let's use 1D chart. You can use a 1-day chart. This means the moves may be more quicker. Sometimes if the charts are all making sense on the weekly chart, it can be taking longer. So we have the down move within this upward oscillation. That's great. There's the buy trade. The next buy may be here, but the next top was here. Now at the time, the resistance are here, but we need to still be, we actually still need to get above this territory for another trade to trigger. Otherwise, we're going to be waiting for a pullback back to these areas. Wayne's World, did you have a question?
No.
Okay, I gave you this back in November 16th. This crypto is what I believe in to be absorption of supply along the green phantom. So I believe that they were drying up the supply here, and then once we moved into health, we're able to move up. Now I'm going to show you some more things about the volume in just a moment. I wrote down, if we approach that number with low volume, and this is where I need to make an adjustment, with low volume, that along this top, that could be, I said this is, if we approach that number with low volume, just underneath, then I would be more bullish, viewing this as a continuation of higher prices. But I need to update this to also say, I'm also looking for a high continuation of higher prices. However, if we also see very high volume on the approach with pushing above ultra high bars, ultra high volume bars, especially the down move, especially on the down move, I would be very bullish to up to the DP projection. If I also wrote, if I see a break on that number with high volume on the down bar, I will be more bullish up towards 0.002. This is about 400%, okay, from this move up there to these two green lines. The ultra high current volume bar we are expecting may be sustaining volume, which we are experiencing, maybe sustaining volume, which is a type of push to keep us there above the blue flat. So that one already happened. We're just going to put the word update. I was short-term bullish. This was added to my short-term bullishness. I'm just going to put update. Okay, so what I'm looking at, and I'm going to show you on the weekly chart to simplify this. This up, let's go to a 2-day chart. That's it. Okay, see this really strong high volume? Okay, this volume was right here on that bar, right there at the break. So why is all this money coming in on this bar after the fact? As I explained in my previous video, if it was really selling, they could have done it here, but look at the volume was not so high. If it was really selling in this block, why was it not so much here? There was some here, but then we go down on low supply, and then all of a sudden we come up on really, really strong volume. See that high bar? It's just right before here. That's a strong indication that they're pushing it after an event happened. So after we come into health, money is coming in after the fact. That's that type of volume. Okay, money that comes in after it's more safer to do. It's a smart move and a smart play. Some of you guys are going to be doing that yourself when you're the big whales. But we can see what they're actually doing. Now, the next event is what's the volume like as we approached here. So we came up to the top, and I'm going to show you that we came up here, and what is the volume like now that we're closer to the top. So we have a few bars on the top, and it's actually not that high volume. It's actually these right down here. Okay, so it's not that scary of a volume. And I want to compare that, this smaller volume, back towards these areas. 1, 2, 3. So in the first instance, when we were at the top, I showed you in the previous video, we had some really high volume. Then we come to the second area and I have lesser volume. Then we came to the third area and I have even lesser volume. And now I came to the high area again and the volume's almost about the same. So it's like this top is weakening. I believe it's only a matter of time before they either remove all the supply or they make an effort to push it on that side. So if the supply is absorbed from the top, they may throw money at it, and you'll see it after the fact or even the push, because once the supply is removed, it's not expensive to throw your own money at it just to keep it in a new position. So once BONK gets up here, I think we're going to make the mad dash to the top. That's that big takeaway from BONK. Okay, so this is why I'm still short-term bullish. I'm going to add you some more entries. Other entries may be around, and we're going to do the blue flat, maybe around 0.35 and above the, and this is not 6.4 anymore. We're going to goes up towards just next week, maybe above 6.7 territory, okay? And above 0.000067 area, okay? The money that's on the table, again, is already closer to 400%. If we can make the move from here to there, it's 700%. If I can make the move from above 0.06, that would be a great entry, and I can possibly be looking at closer to 200% from here to here. Yeah, so if I get a good enough pullback, that's great. Will I get it? I don't know. I possibly will, but right now, even at current prices, I'm not so disappointed. Anyone else? Questions, comments? My BONK.
What would you say about, this isn't necessarily for me because I'm already in it, but I might want to get some more. What would you say, how would you get into this one if you want?
How would I get into this one? I would draw the watch line on the smaller, like 4-hour chart. I'll show it to you if you guys want to see it. Yeah. So the last entry was here. We already got that one. That one's already done, but just put a little X from our previous video. So if you guys are in this, you should already be doing well. Let's look at a 4-hour chart real quick. Go ahead.
Would that 0.35, would that hit again? Do you see it hitting that again?
I hope so. I don't know though.
3.5, 3.4.
Yeah, 35, 34 area. I don't know if we're gonna hit it again.
3.4. I hear 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.7.
Okay.
Then I hear 3.6. I don't know why I hear all kinds of numbers.
Thank you, Triple J.
Just to remind you again as well, I think there was some possible prophetic word about BONK before Shiba. So I mentioned last time that if we do break that line, we'd be in like a blue sky breakout. There'd be no resistance and we could. Yeah.
Did you see 100?
200%, you said?
Yeah.
Let's see. The percentages from 3.4 area, 3.5 are, that's 85% up to the top, closer to 590. If we get the entry above here, that one is closer to 260, 270% just from to that one.
Wow, interesting. I heard 200, 300. I was going to tell you that. I just was waiting to see for you to confirm the 200 first.
Percent? Question mark. Okay. I'll show you how I would use this as an entry. If we're going to use if you guys are trading for short-term entries, you're trying to jump on more the daily stuff like intraday trade. Here is a 4-hour chart. This has a very sharp down move. So what you'd want to do ideally is you want to draw an angle based on that. Okay, so you want to draw those down moves, and you can use a ruler. It's often better to use a ruler rather than just that. But try to collect as much as you can. In this case, I can collect cores and wicks. So I'm going to collect that. And I'm going to be primarily looking for a structure here. If you guys are more intraday trading this, you can set an alert if you want to. Alert along this line. Okay, this line. Not so much the health, but you can draw your health here. Okay, there's your health. But you want to set an alert along that line. And the way you do that is just drawing a simple trend line, not the blocks. It doesn't work with the blocks, but let's draw it somewhere out here. I'm going to make it thin, and then I'm going to make it white because I like it white, and then set the little alarm clock. Okay, click on it. It says, and just say BONK, possible, breakout. Okay, so then your alerts will come out when you're personally looking at your charts, and it could give you some more healthier areas. Okay, so you know to take some entries there or there. Let's look at Volt. You guys love Volt, don't you? My dog name was Red Volt, and I got a call yesterday on how he's doing, so I love it. I miss Red Volt. Okay, ooh, all right. Okay, if you're in a Volt position, I need to check my Volt position. Okay, our last big breakout was here for the last health. So this is our last area where we want to be getting in. It's here. Okay, so that was one area. And then I think I was looking at this on a weekly chart, I believe it was. I gave you guys a large flat, okay? So if we're talking about all-time high prices is the theme, I really believe that we're going to be hitting some of these all-time highs up to here. Now, the last thing I gave you guys, I showed you a white arrow showing you that there's buying coming in, and primary buying is on these down bar. Do you see this large down bar? It's really small, but look where it's at. The down bar came in buying after a pump into health, and it's on here in this area. Now, we are going to experience some resistance. Okay, we are going to experience resistance. We're supposed to have volume on that up bar that spiked into that territory. That was a given. A large up bar, large volume into that area because there's a lot of resistance here. But why the strong buying on a down bar that's closing near the origins as we're phasing past the DP projection? What was that DP projection? It was based on this oscillation. Look it carefully. Here's the oscillation. If we're going to duplicate and see where we're going to get into profit taking, it's going to be along that track. And that's where we, had a strong volume based on that wick underneath that large parabolic, and we also stayed below here. So we're still playing in this territory, are we? Or are we? Look carefully. If I can build myself above this side of the oscillation, if I can be on this side, I'm already beating the DP projection. Just by being here, I have a higher chance of moving higher or making progress. Okay. Now, I can see because of these candles, what side of the projection I am on. I'm on the positive, healthy side. In fact, last week I was also there. That's why there's a battle just right there. It's not here. It's actually here. There's a battle to try to get us there and a push of some sorts. It happens on a down bar on really strong volume comparatively to the last many weeks. This is a weekly chart. So that little candle has so much power in it. They're trying to push or sustain us on this side of the volume rather than getting slammed down. Okay, so this is either a positive manipulation or it's getting in after the fact. I say it's only one or the other. It may be both. Okay, now our last entry here into health would have taken us to get profit along that rejection. But now that we're here, there's another possible entry that's happening now. Okay, in this territory. So is Volt in a good place? Possibly. Now, are we still going to have to deal with the leveled off parabolic? The answer is yes, we probably are going to need to deal with it. There's going to be some supply checks in this area. I'm going to show you. Let's now make sure I give you some of these numbers so you can help you navigate it. Okay, so that was an entry, and I'll give it to you here. Well, I'll just leave you this off to the side. I'm going to let you have this leveled off parabolic. It's going to stay flat now, even though it was curved now. It's going to stay flat. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 4, 3. Okay, so if you're looking for an entry, price is above this area, maybe one more safer place to deal. Now, am I going to have some problems there? Probably. All right, because again, this curvature is here. It's gonna probably spike 1 or 2. If it can crack it, look for us to make a mad dash up to the all-time high for this closer to. Now let's talk about the money that's on the table. If we have this run, the money that's on the table is from that yellow parabolic 92%, and from current price it's closer to %. All right, now Triple J said back in early July or late July, Abba, speak to my ears, Volt gains a 0, then loses a 0. We came all the way down here. To gain a 0, to lose a 0 is up here. God calls this top dog. When it gains a 0, it will run. Volt is a top dog. So here's where it may, let's see, when was that? Back in July. Let's see if we can identify some of this. We didn't go below this number, so maybe there's going to be some time in the future where it has. Maybe this is just going to be a run. I don't know, but I'm going to be looking for all-time highs if we can get into these territories. So I'm going to continue to watch this with zeal. And
can I say something?
Yeah.
It did lose a 0.
Did it?
In
On
Phoenix. It lost more than a 0.
Okay.
It lost the complete group. It went like down.
I'm gonna put that in there.
The thing is, it's not there anymore. I posted some pictures on that on VIP. It was a little bit before they took it off Phoenix. So I don't know if that counts or it doesn't count.
We'll keep it. We'll keep it in the books, in the record, just in case it comes back into play or see it. Okay, now I'm gonna give you this top up here to make sure you guys have that top closer to 000 tip, this one. But this could be a little bit bearish for this crypto as well. So I'm going to be ultimately bullish to neutral with this one at the moment, because something I see right now, I need to confirm this and that. Okay, so if this is an oscillation, we may be playing under it. There could be a large spike. If we can destroy this line or get moved past it or show that we're building above here, and then we have more power to come up to the flat or even to the top. But this is going to be still in play. So I'm going to watch this one and I'm going to increase the line of that. This could be a neutral. I'm going to say, it's going to be, what is yellow? Delay territory. Okay, so this whole territory could be delay. Could this run up and beat these levels in this time? It's possible. Is there some buying possibly happening right now? It's very possible. But are we gonna, the neutral place is gonna be almost this whole zone here. Let's see if I can indicate that by making a very large circle. Okay, I'm going to put in my comments about Volt. Okay, November 24, 2024. I like Volt. I like the volume on Volt. It may hit an all-time high, such as 0.0000. However, it must get past 0.000043 area because of the two resistances above the yellow, at the yellow flat is a leveled parabolic, and the pink upper resistance. Since it is in a territory with a strong battle, there needs to be a push above before large position is safer. Okay, this is never financial investment or trading device of any kind. Okay, but I need to be here before I feel like increasing my Volt position. So if I'm buying right now, I could risk it for a push, but I really would be better waiting for myself to get into a positive territory. Okay, I want to be above there before I really start talking about getting serious about this crypto, because we could still be coming down. I like that we're sitting where we're sitting, but I want to be more safer. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's going to be my final thoughts and comments. I want to be safer. Ultimately, the territory is going to be delay territory. Ultimately, I should say currently, there is strong risk based on this delay territory. See today's video. Okay. All right, next crypto. Anyone else? Volt. My comments on my Volt. Right? Anyone else comments on my Volt? All right,
what's that highest price you can't see on the screenshot?
0.0001. So it gains a 0, 1, 2. I'm sorry, loses a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 1, 2.
And what's the higher one above that?
I have a DP based on the larger flat at 0.0039, 4039. Yeah, and that could have a run. If we get pushed, guys, up into this territory, I'm going to be bullish this real quick. That's a closer to 1,000%, 970%. So if we can do that, this will be a few territories out, and hopefully we'll be able to read it. But I'm just gonna do one more screenshot showing you my arrows on and my game plan. Okay, so here's my game plan.
That's what the Lord spoke, 1,000 plus.
Oh yeah, that's something that Triple J said. Yep.
Wow.
100%.
Okay.
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning, Mr.
So good morning. I've been listening to what you've been saying about Voltino, and I thought I heard you say, was it top dog?
Yeah, that's what Triple J said.
Did I hear you say that?
Yeah.
So literally, my family and I are in Chicago on vacation, and we've driven by, in the last 5 minutes, we drove by 2 advertisements that said top dog.
Really?
Yeah, so it's an advertisement for a lawyer, but like literally within 2 blocks, it said top dog twice.
Wow.
confirmation. I'm gonna take it as a confirmation.
Yeah, same here.
So this area right here is going to be a really strong indication when this is probably ready. Now, if you're buying right now, are we risking it to get above this area? Absolutely. And you got to be careful doing so. But if you feel a leading that you need to do this now, then do it. Otherwise, we need to clear that area. Get us on top of there, then we can be more safe and wiser. Otherwise, right now, we're just risking it. So if I was playing this game, I would want some volt now. Because of what I see, I like the trend, I like what's happening, I like the flow of the good things from the data, but I'm risking it possibly. I would want to say that if we can get this area, I'm going to increase my position or take an entry here. And then we'll trade it up to the blue, then I'll trade it up to the pink, and then I'll trade it up to there, or just hold on for the whole ride. Okay, anyone else? That's my game plan. Okay.
What was that entry?
Entry at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 4, 3. Yeah, that's the entry. It's still, we're only at 3.7. We still need to clear a little more territory. I don't know if we're going to get it. We may.
Thank you.
Yep. We very much, especially if the markets enter a bullish season, the market volt could ride on that back and then set us up. All right. Triple J said yesterday, I hear the Lord saying it is brewing. It is brewing. Okay, we talked about some dreams. We talked about the content, what's going on in the current markets situation just on Saturday. So we're continuing with this super episode. Remember, there's no dive this Wednesday or Saturday. If you guys are looking for your community, if you guys are dive tier members and you have not already signed up for the VIP, just talk to Superfood, shoot Superfood an email or El Camino, and they'll help you get set up. We'll verify your membership on Patreon, and then he'll send you the link, or I'll send you the link. And we can get you guys making sure you're talking to each other. So ICP is a crypto we covered way back in April. We never got any break above this healthy territory up here for ICP. So that oscillation has still continued to the downside. If you take a look on the downside, this was it ended up becoming a verified key angle with lots of verification along this track, and then it entered into a further weakness here. This is what we call sickness in sword method. And sickness is when we are in a downtrend already and then we start underperforming on the downtrend, and that's a big no. It's a great thing for shorting. I like to short when I'm in territory, especially if I'm building in a negative territory in a bearish market. I like taking the trade to the downside if possible. Okay, and if you wanted to trade that, you could just DP the oscillation from this distance to the downside here, and you get close to your entry. I think it's about right there, right? Yep, and then you just move it down the track somewhere about right there. So that should get you closer to your entry or where your exit is. Okay, so that already happened a while back. I'm just reminding everybody how the charts work. By the way, if you guys are looking to buy some charts, there's a Black Friday deal on TradingView. So if you guys have TradingView, it's a powerful software. And thank you, Wayne's World, for sponsoring today's video. He's going to be purchasing our TradingView for the next year. So praise God. That makes it wonderful for us. Now, the health came in after this area here. So this is where things start actually getting bullish. So if we're not able to enter any trades because of this downtrend, we're able to start entering them once we start coming here. However, we have to deal with issues. We have to deal with the previous event, which means the last thing that happens before we broke out. What was the last thing? The last event was this trend right here. So therefore, we're going to take the energy centers of those areas, 1, 2, and 3, the top one, duplicate the key angle from that event. And that's this angle right here. And it starts telling us where we should start taking or having issues if we are healthy. So if we're healthy, we want to get out and make sure we take profit and watch what's happening there. Now, a new angle is forming at these areas. So I'm going to pull up the weekly chart so you guys can see, for you who are in ICP, navigating ICP, wanting to find ICP. That's going to tell us the next health. Once we start building above this area, that's going to be the next health. A smaller sword cut needs to be placed at that area, and it's going to be back here at the break. Oops, not that one, this one. Right there, okay? So I'll get you prices for these. Now, because this also is a downward oscillation, we're gonna need to deal with that one. I think it's on, was this a 2-week chart is when I wrote this down? Yeah, 2-week chart. I should have wrote down 2-week chart. Okay, so now this is the next downward oscillation. This is your key angle. Price is playing within here. We broke into health. What's the last event? The last event was this one. Okay, so now we have another 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 here at core and at wick. So if I take this angle and I bring it out here, it's going to give me support here. And if I bring it to the top wick for that range, the range is going to bring me here. So I've already done this hard work for you, showing you where this is at. It's here at this green line right there. Okay, so now the break for the sword cut is technically either here or up here, but to suffice, we're gonna just draw this as a range to draw one sword cut. Basically, we want prices to build in this nice orange block, which is the sword cut. So it's a break of this current oscillation. It's also price sitting on top of that oscillation as well, okay? So this is a very good thing for this crypto to be sitting here. Now, if I'm sitting in a healthy place, ideally we'd want to watch the volume, but if all I'm doing is watching the charts and looking for a structure, then the next obvious thing we want to do is say, if I'm in a healthy place on the larger chart, where might I get in, and then where's my resistances? So if this is a healthy place on the chart, I will show you the next entry. It's gonna actually be a smaller version of this chart. So we're going to go all the way down to the daily, and it looks like we just missed the entry not so long ago. It's this one right here. So watch carefully. That one. Okay, so that's your entry above this. And are we there? Right now, it looks like we are. Okay, so the next entry, maybe if we get a pullback here or anywhere in this territory above here, because this is where we fought many times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 times, and now we're finally breaking above with health in the background. Okay, so I want to be here overall, and then for another entry, I want to be here. So if I'm buying somewhere here, I'm not going to go straight up because I still have to deal with this issue. But once I've dealt with that issue, which it looks like we did deal with the issue because we're on top of this area now, especially if I build here, I'm going to be looking anywhere in this territory for a good price for this crypto and look for it to hit resistances, go up to the top, and see what we can do. We may now want to take this area distance from here to here and DP that oscillation. So we're gonna do the descent projection, and we're gonna take a angle, and that's where we should have gone to from this break. So from here we should have gone somewhere up here, and it looks like we did. We rounded and came back down. So now we're going to be looking for some kind of other target. Otherwise we're going to be using that as another potential launch area. Okay, let's now see if I can find some of the big resistances. So let's clear up some of these charts in the background. I'm going to show you where to look. Now remember, this crypto was once trading at a very high price. It looks like it was trading at once $580. Gosh, yeah, $580, $300. Here's $613. The current price is $11. Okay, so where might be our entrances for this crypto? I'll show you. We're going to take the larger story. This is a larger round structure and round structure. So if I'm able to go up, we're going to take that angle, and we're going to place it at the highest energy centers in this area, which is here, and we're going to see about taking out that target, and then we can go from there. Now I have to warn you, there is a resistance going to be based on that round structure and this round structure somewhere now, and this may prevent me from wanting to take an entry. I may have to get the entry above there, but we're going to draw that for you in just a moment. Okay, so here we go. I hope everybody's doing well today, having a great day. Good to see you guys in the group. Okay, I'm going to use a higher time frame to get a more smoother entry for this. Let's see if I can collect all these points as best possible. And let's use this one down here. That might be a more conservative angle anyway. I'm going to use this last core right there. I'm missing some of these wicks. Actually, I may use those wicks because there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and they're all in a nice line with something there. So I'm going to use that one. This might be hidden better anyway. Okay, now I have this angle. Let's draw and stretch that out. And there we go. Ooh, good. Some of these cores are aligning with this wick in this area a little bit. Maybe the wick side is aligning with that. My angle is only slightly off, but it's definitely acceptable. Okay, so I'll put a target and a price up there, $38. And then now let's draw that top for you down here, and let's draw the angle in red. Okay, now what we can gather from this is there's a health above that glunk of energy, right? Like we got some resistance and a resistance. So I would feel comfortable with trades right now only up to about right there. Okay, hold on, got some hot mics. Let's mute some people. And then after that, I want to take the trades up here because they're going to be more safer. So anything now potentially up to there. There's a few cryptos that are like this, by the way. So anything now to there, it seems to be more the immediate target. And then more trades above here is going to be probably the more safer areas. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other health above here. So we can calculate where that's at in advance along that track. Let's get you some prices for these. So again, currently prices at $11 with those entries that were closer to $9. So $9 to maybe $15 is probably going to be good. And then from $15, I need another entry. I want some structure. I want some closes above here so I can take and feel comfortable to take those trades up to $30. Okay. And that's about all I'll give you for this crypto. Right now, I'll give you the bottom.
sword cut price, Jay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sword cut price is, by the way, in maybe a flash crash or something, I'm looking for it to fall closer to $1 if we were to experience some big weaknesses underneath. Sword cut price, where?
The orange line. What's the?
Oh yeah, I'll give you the range. $5.30 to $7.14. Yeah, this is going to be added. Now let me look at the volume real quick. Strong push, super high volume right there on that bar. Maybe some selling at the top. The volume price went higher, but the volume went lower. Volume is strong right now. I believe they're actively trying to push it here. I don't think that's selling, because if it was really selling, it should have happened closer to the resistances, but they're pushing it here. I would like to see what the volume is going to be like in a few days or next week, because this is a weekly chart. I would like to observe that more. Let me look at the volume on these tops and compare them. Ooh, I like that. Okay, when I'm looking at the volume here, it's actually low, and then we come up and the volume's high again. So that means there's a market above here, especially if we come up one more time on high volume, and we're almost there. We're basically almost touching that, and we're already on high volume. So I like that this is telling us this is not ready for a distribution campaign at the moment. We're probably going to go up. Now, with that said, normally we want to see buying in the background, and I don't really see that, but we did just go down on lack of interest. So that's one way to go up for health, but I would like to see a buying campaign, an active, strong buying campaign. Maybe it's here in this block right there, and that's good. Yeah, that's probably where it is. That large down move and the very, very strong up volume, especially on the down bar, signifies professional buying in the background. So that's where I'm going to mark it with white. Okay, large came in. Okay, so there's some buying there, and this increase in volume along this resistance is going to tell me there's too much of a market up here. They're going to probably push it in the next few weeks. If we can get some health above here, we may see a strong up bar with a large volume. Okay, so I'm going to mark this. Anyone have any other questions for me before I put up my text? Longer term bullish, November 24th, ICP. Coinbase. This is on Coinbase. I like this crypto's position on the weekly chart with price breaking above the yellow parabolic. I want to be looking to take some profit, possibly around $15. This crypto is at $11.72 today. Structure above there should be able to bring us closer towards 38.61 dynamic positive or dynamic plus. Also, actually, I'm going to give you a vortex. Because I have a verification here, I would like one more, but I have one. And I'm going to show you what it is. Look, if this is the game and I hit it a third time, especially even if it's a small bounce and I crack above, I'm going to use that. I already got at the fulcrum one verification. So I'm going to DP projection that. And that's going to give me a vortex. If prices are underneath, I'm going to be looking to crash. If prices above that, in the future, I'm going to do that. But that's closer to June, maybe, possibly. Let's draw this real quick and I'll put it on your map. I'm going to take the distance, which... it's already this down move. Let's take the distance, but it's not connected. Okay. So I'm going to take this distance up here and give you this for your map. Don't say I never did anything nice to you. Here we go. So I might be looking for prices to hit even $153. It's possible. With a vortex closer to November of next year. So I don't know if vortexes are not always important, but if prices are near and around those, they work. Many times they work. Okay, so I would be looking for trades above 136, 138 up to 153. So let me put that in there. Also trades above there could bring ICP up towards 3. Anyone else have comments, questions on my take for ICP? Right now it's the structure's in a good place for me.
What tends to happen? Vortex? It goes.
If price is in the vortex underneath here, you're gonna. Let me show you. Price is at in November. This is November 2025. Usually, price will get sucked right into that vortex. Even if there's a wick, you're gonna look for it to reverse. If price is somewhere above there, even some days you'll just see it go down during vortex moments many times into those vortexes, even if they don't hit them. But when they do hit nice, you usually see a reversal. As we saw today, I showed Alex an example. I can't remember what crypto was. I showed him a perfect example of how it happens in real life with those vortexes early in the video. But yeah, that's how it works. Now, price is still really far away from that time, right? We're still way here, so I'm not expecting that to happen anytime soon. But yep, this one's going to be added to my longer term bullish list. Take your screenshots now, otherwise you'll just wait till later in the day. Let me pull this up for you. Okay.
What's the percent from where we add to the 153?
From current prices up to 153 is about 1,000 per 1,185. I'll put possible. All right, so here's my arrows for this. Move from here to there. And I don't want to really take that trade, but I would like to take this one up to there. And then I would like to take this one up to there if I can get above there. Okay, so get me above there, and then we can talk about getting that final run. The whole amount would be about 185. But you can take it in its strides because we may, still reverse at some of these areas. If it happens really quick, you know the map. That's what I really love, because when markets take off, I just pull up my maps and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a top right there. I know my most recent tops. And you guys can too by just going to our website and typing the crypto in the recent post, whatever crypto, ICP, whatever, and get my most recent map. Okay, if I don't have a recent map, you can request it. All right, we got a question from Pat. At the end of today's session, can you please speak to the following? If a person has a limited funds, I can't really say I have. We may have a few days to get that if we get the rounding structure back to USDT.D, but I don't have the time to go over it. But Pat, did you see my recent bullish list on the website? Did you see it? Okay. Can you tell me if you saw it? Yes. Okay. On the list, the recent bullish list, it's going to have lots of cryptos that are in stronger positions, things that are my highlight, and there's lots of them. There's not, some don't catch my attention, some have already hit some of their more recent targets and they may be far off from their entries. So you're going to need to go, it's been like since November 4th. So you're going to need to go through my most recent ones. I have some ones that haven't taken off yet, some that are still are moving up steadily, like MOONWELL, but I would pick around 7 cryptos from that list if it was me, because I do personally, right? I pick some of those cryptos from that list, and I like the ones that are closer to the entry, ones that have a pullback on strong volume. Some that are just breakout, they're the ones that move really fast, but they're more risky if they don't have any back pull structure. So I can't give you the top 7 without having its own episode, and that's not my forte, because most of the time when I'm showing that list, stuff is going really fast. That's your homework. You go over that list, type in the map, or go to the video, and for that day, just type in the map and look to match the date from that list. Here it is, guys, by the way. I'm going to show you real quick. Okay. Give me just a few moments. I know today's a super episode, but we don't have any other class this week. Here it is. Here's my list. It looks like this. So November 4th. So all of these cryptos. If you're interested, so here's like XOR. So I can type in XOR on a map on the thing, and then I can look to see some of my comments plus the date. Okay, doesn't mean buy. These does not mean buy. If I'm longer term bullish, some of those are not shorter term entry. Some of those may not even be an entry at all. These are ones that really caught my attention, that are in active accumulation or have strong reasons why longer term it's going to do good. Some of them are more shorter term and some of them are longer term. Some of them are both. Some of them have moved from longer term to shorter term. I can't manage all that list. It's extremely a large amount of work. In the most recent day, I'm trying to keep just maybe one image for cryptos, like OP, showing you where I'm looking for the breakout. Just trying to keep one image so you can see where the next health is, just at a simple glance. But you need the full map or to go to the video for that explanation. And in our videos, here's sand. Here's our last entry for sand. We were looking for a big move. That one already moved up. and hit that 63 already, I believe, just over the last since November 21st. We're looking for it to move. That was filmed during the single day. It hit up in that single day, but it's a weekly chart. The next big target's maybe up to $2 if we can build above there. So you're gonna see some of these. You're gonna need to watch and manage the map and look at the reasons. But the videos are all timestamped. Shiba, here's some Moon. Lots of cryptos that are in a good position. I like Moon. I like where it's sitting at. I like some that have high percentages on. And I hope this map helps you. It's all for dive tier members and report tier members. Thank you guys for support. Anyone who's supporting us, we appreciate you guys. Love gifts. If you guys like to give additional things to us, and on our website, every single post on YouTube shows a link on how to give. So we appreciate all you guys supporting us so we can also build wealth along with you guys and not just do maps and not have to just live off of our profits or anything like that. Let's look at Zen. I said I was going to go faster, so I need to. Here is Zen. These images will all be posted within the 24 hours by the end of the day. Otherwise, just take screenshots during the middle of class. We're trying to get faster at uploading, but we need a faster internet. Okay, here we go. We're looking to buy some Skylink. Is it Skylink? Sky something. This one, it looks a lot like the parabolic, but with hidden valor.
We've done this one before.
Do you know?
I have this chart somewhere.
Do I?
Yes.
Let's check on Binance. Ah, here it is on Binance. Thank you. Here is Zen. I didn't add it to the watch list. So here's Zen. Here's some updates for Zen. I did a parabolic. It's difficult to find the curvature on the top, but I know it's a type of curvature because the larger structure is a whole. Link. Okay, thank you, Starlink. I was able to use I believe it's a 2-week chart is what I put in my notes here. On a 2-week chart, I have this curvature, and it's a big clue about what may be happening. If I take that curvature and I put it here at the top, I have nothing here, but when I do the mid-phantom, it gives me a verification. So that could be a clue that a bigger oscillation is at play, and that means that I'm actually going to be looking to hit prices closer up to there if I can move into a structure where I can do. Now, this does not continue to curve in a circle because circles go back in time, but rather parabolics, according to our current version of sword method, level off. So from what I've observed over the past few years, inventing sword method, I've been leveling off my parabolics with a high degree of confidence and certainty. So it makes flats very easy to draw. So they're just flats, and you can just use a base flat price, sometimes a range. But where this parabolic starts to hit the very top of the circle, where parabolic is, that's your flat. So right now our next resistance was at this price, and we hit there. You can see we just hit there last week. So this is around $14.96. Sorry, $14.96 to $13. A large range, but that's what it is. Now this price up here is $31.61. 29. Okay, so I need structure here so I can take this trade. I want to be buying it above here so I'm more safer, and I want to be buying it above here at the $31 or $29, $29.55. Okay, and then I also want to be buying it at a pullback, possibly here. All right. Now, a few more things to go for you. When I look at the larger story that's unfolding, it's very possible something's happening on the monthly chart. And where was it? Yeah. Okay. On the monthly chart, when I draw this angle here, and this is where I'm not so convinced this crypto, I have a peak here. Then I have structure. Then I have structure and structure. One that comes underneath here that may be a flat, 1, 2, 3. But I also have this angle above here, and it's shown in pink. So I gave it to you guys in pink. Now, the larger angle in pink can be placed here, and I got a verification. So what I'm actually however, this flat also gives me a flat here. At the core, that's where this wicks are hitting. It's very close to the same flat. So the oscillation is either flat or it's slightly upward. And I'm going to say it's both. Okay, I'm going to say it's both, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So for me to take this trade, I have to examine the territory, and this is a dangerous territory. So basically, I should have bounced along this track, which I did many months. Okay, this is a monthly chart, so it's a longer game. When price broke underneath here, we should encounter resistance along the underside of here, and we are the last 2 months, here and here. So if we break above and stop here, we may be still in danger of getting squashed back underneath this territory, which could actually be bearish. So this is why this is going to be a little bit risky for me. Okay, price has a really strong battle, therefore, between this zone of here and here. Price may be playing here. If it stays above here, it's fighting for its dear life. Okay, if we go up really quickly, but it's not sustained or without a large buying campaign, we may get squashed all the way back down into this territory and come down and continue to play. Because this is the gravity. It's underneath here. So I'm going to not, so this one could do well, but I'm not going to give this my final good seal of approval because of a larger story I believe is playing out in the larger. Most people would not even look to think about the monthly chart, but I'm going to be looking at that chart because of this. Now, something else that I'm looking for, if I get above this, I might want to take the trade above that yellow parabolic because of the volume that came in, or the increased volume that came in on the down moves. There's active buying in the background. Okay, there's active buying. The professionals are entering into this crypto on this down move, and then we move into health in the overall scheme of things with pushing volume on that ultra high volume. See, it's right there on that bar once we get above, and on the down bar here, right there. That could be people reversing positions. It could be buying, but generally buying's on the down bar, just like that bar is. Okay, so that's why I would say there's some professional buying in the background with the down move and ramping up in volume. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that by denoting a little white arrow for you who are into ICP. And this is not an in-depth tutorial, but I just need to large buying on the monthly chart, Okay, so this is a longer game, but the potential for wealth is much larger. Okay, so I'm going to say this, and then we come down, by the way, we come down on lack of interest here, but the only strong volumes of bars are now individual months. And they could denote that there's some selling here, like this bar underneath this line, right there, that little small one, denoted people reversing, getting out of the market. Selling has to happen on up bars and up moves, and then we are followed by a down bar, another up bar that's closing near the low or near the origin, and a down move. So that's bearish. The next bearishness should happen again underneath that bar, and we did round structure. Underneath major structures like this is generally weak. So this is a dangerous territory to buy. So for this one, I'm going to leave it alone. That's all I'm going to say. If you guys want to know more about this, rewatch this video. I don't have a really strong entry for you, but if we get up there, I'm going to be interested. Any questions about Zen? Okay. This is going to be changed to yellow. I'm going to make it fairly big because we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Delay territory. Okay. Oh, I better put this, just a little note. Delay territory, Zen monthly chart, November 24. More questions? November 25th. Okay. Unmute your microphone so I can hear you, 'cause I don't always monitor the chat. If you need to ask me. A crypto called Mother. Mother. Here we go. Here's a look at Mother. It looks like it's a fairly new crypto. I don't have too much data, so it'll be short and sweet. Here's what I see for Mother. Possible top here. And I think about right there. All right. Then I got a support. I'm going to include these wicks, because I believe that's the flow. Many of these wicks are all in alignment. We're going to give this its own color. Ice blue. Prices at support, closer to currently now at 0.46. Resistance is closer to 10. Structures above there should get you a bullish position. Possible entries now. Possible resistances higher. 4 cents to 10 cents. What is that? About 50% gain. Yeah, closer to, 100% gain. I think that's about all I really need to do for this one. With it being so little data, there may be some selling in the background that was happening. I don't see a super strong accumulation, but it could be back here. So yeah, that's how I'm going to take the trade. I'm above here is where I would more be looking to take the trade. Any questions? Mother going once. Mother. Sword cut. I would be looking for a break above there. Going once. Going twice. Going thrice.
Thrice, correct, yes.
And I just need to give you that one more watch line. It's going to be here. So if I want to set an alert, I'm going to set a white line, and I'm going to call this watch line. I like it. Set an alert for it. Structurally, get me above there, and we can talk about another short-term entry. So entries here and entries above there, and you can take the trades in kind. Some of these are going to be great maps for you guys who are trading. If I'm in this, I'm probably going to be expecting down prices for a few more days, maybe a couple weeks, and then we'll go up there and then we can start talking. Otherwise, we're going to come back down. Okay? Structures above here would be weak as well. Next crypto is DOGE. Here's DOGE. Look at our DOGE map. First, I'll pull up the weekly. I think it's a 2-week chart that we're looking at. Okay, DOGE at similar structure to a lot of things we're looking at. Our big resistance was along this track based on this watch line and these structures. So we got structures, a round structure here and then a round structure here. When we connect those two areas and place them up here, our resistance is along here. So this is where our phantom is. And therefore, if we get structures above here, we're looking to become more bullish. And we did. We got some structures above here. Price is trying to fight above here. Now, what did it have to fight against? It had to fight against some flats here and here, these two. However, there's a larger flat and a flat range from here to here, and you guys have that from our previous map, 56 to 71 cents. So is Doge breaking above? Yes. If it gets a pullback, is it still bad? No, it's actually great to have a pullback, especially if we have a down bar like this or this week on low volume. So this is a weekly chart. I'm sorry, I want to see high volume. I want to see high volume and I want to see really low volume. So if price stays low like this, that's great, but we have 6 days to go. High volume would indicate another accumulation area, buying coming in after the fact, after it's safe. We don't always get that, but if there's low, it's coming down on lack of interest and we move into health, I'm actually looking for us to go higher up towards, hold on, my chart isn't working. Why is my chart not working? Okay, there it goes. Yeah, 110's our DP projection up here. Here's 110 is right there, closer to this number.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so the reason that 110 is the number is because if you take this oscillation and we duplicate the oscillation on top, that's where we should be going if we're able to break and sustain above here, which we've been sustaining for quite a bit. So if we're on our way to a resistance, it's going to be closer to that 114 to 94 cents. Now at the time, the top DP was 94. That's going to actually rise to this week, or to next week, that's 97. So 97 to 114, that puts us in Triple J's area closer to 110, as it was, you said? 110.
Yeah, I just heard you start talking Doge, and I heard immediately 110.
Okay,
Yes.
Triple J.
120, 125. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to keep on going. But the Lord has given me numbers with Doge as they come in. Once it starts hitting, gets close to 30 cents, if he gives me a number, he'll tell me, 32, and then 35, and then 48, and all the numbers have hit. Praise the Lord.
Praise God. Praise the Lord. Just kidding.
So I'm just waiting for that all-time high. I was waiting for that 50. I think it hit 50 cents. I'm not sure. Or was that XLM? I think it was XLM. I was waiting for that 50 cent XLM. Anyway, I'm just waiting for that 50 cents, if it's already hit or not. That 48, 55, and let me see if we have them there.
Yeah, 40. I haven't shown 48 just yet. Yeah, 48. We hit 48 yesterday.
Yeah. So next is 50, 52, 55. I'm just giving it to as I hear the Lord speaking, which is amazing. Wow.
Next is 50, 50, 52, and what did you say?
Yikes.
55 or 45?
Yeah, 55, and I think I said 58. I'm not sure.
I didn't hear 58, but we can
Okay, well, 55.
Okay, these ones looks like they're already done. This was back in June. 28, yeah.
And we'll be hitting all-time high before you know it.
Okay, November 25th, 2020, we will be hitting all-time high before you know it. And then also you said the 110 and number 120, 125.
I believe that and I've heard before $5 for it.
Okay.
It's just, she's just been taking its sweet time. That's when it goes time, not ours, but yeah.
Okay, $5 at some time. Great, fantastic. There's a lot of glitches today in this. I'm all marketing today. I'm all showing you guys, yeah, you need to use this. I'm all telling you guys, yeah, you should use TradingView. And then today it's giving me issues.
I want to say thank you for letting me speak up.
You're welcome.
It's not my word, obviously, but it's the Lord's word. But just want to say thank you.
Okay. You're welcome, Triple J. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing is I'm looking this. I'm longer term bullish this and possibly shorter term bullish this. At a right pullback, looks like we already got one, so I'm still shorter term bullish this. I'm going to be looking for the move up to there, up to the 143. So you guys all have it. Get me above there. I'm sorry, 143, 114, I should say. 114 area. Look for that area, and then we'll talk. Any other questions, Doge, before I continue on? Okay, I like the entries for Doge. I'm going to continue to put them
At
up.
some point, $25.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he keeps talking. God keeps talking.
Okay, let's put this. Could you imagine? Dollars. What's the current price? 16 cents. Who's gonna have that? Some of you guys are going to. Okay. Now let me put on my text. I think I already.
Jason, it's not impossible.
No, of course not. I said some of you guys are gonna have that.
Impossible. It's not impossible.
All right. So I already I was bullish this. At the time I was dangerous. This crypto until we got to the health. This crypto may do well on its own two legs. I do not see high prices lasting long, being actively dumped. Back on November 2nd, I wait for professional accumulation to come in or move into a healthy area. So we got the move into the healthy area there at the 18 right there. So that's the 18 cents. That's when we have a chance to move up. That was closer to November 6th. So now we can update this. Now that we're past this projection, this is the next area, not between here and here, but above here is the next one, above 38. So I would feel, I'm going to write this down, November 25th, 2025, Doge, longer term bullish, because price has moved into a safer area above 0.38, first above the 0.18, from previous map, and above 0.38 territory. This is a safer area for me. It is possible that with a strong down bar in volume or no demand, which is going to be a really low volume bar, down bar this week, these days, over the next few days, we may have this next entry. Current price is 0.40 cents. I like this territory, and price is close to entry prices. The next move may see us closer towards 0.97 to $1.14 Doge. Triple J heard 110, 10 to 120, 110, 120, 125. This is also around our 2 DP projections. Okay. All right. So this is going to be what I'm going to draw. Let's see if I can pull up a weekly chart. So this is going to be added to my longer term list. And here it is. The move from here to here and here. Okay. So that's my one of the DP projections based on that. You guys saw that. And the other is based on this larger one here. And they intersect there. Okay. So I'm going to use this area as my potential target. So that's why I want to be bullish longer term there once I'm comfortably above this line, which we are right now, okay? That's why I gave you guys the circle last time right there. That's why I feel comfortable entering there. I felt uncomfortable entering here. I didn't feel comfortable entering here without a strong enough reason for me in my own book. Will that cause you to miss out some runs? Yeah, but will you be more safer that way? I like to be more safer, in my opinion. That's always the best. All right, I got to go a little faster. Prophet Robin, the 731 said Doge will rise and rest at 60 cents. Wow. So 60 cents is the all-time high. Oops. Good.
Isn't it 74?
Is it?
All-time high or something like that? 74, 78, something like that?
Yeah, but it's the rate. Look at the core. 60 cents. Right here.
Okay.
So there's your core. It's approximately about 60 cents. And the wick for the high is 73. So this blue flat range from 56 to 71 is approximately about where it may rest. Now, is it going to rest above or is it going to rest below? I don't know. But I would love to write that in there as well. So
interesting.
Let's write this down. Profit Robin in July of 2020 said it will rise and rest at 0.60 cents. And we'll put 60 cents area just to give us a little bit more room on the quotation. Okay. The next crypto, MOONWELL. I've never seen this one. I did Moon, but this is MOONWELL. Let's look at on KuCoin. 6 cents, it looks like. Trend, that's nice. It looks like it was bought moving up in harmony, it appears. Coming down, the last down movement was on lack of interest. That's a good sign that we can continue once we're above health. And the last high volume is not even at the top. So this is a good sign. There's still a lot of market left. Let's draw the parabolic. And if we're going to duplicate the parabolic, we're going to need a structure above here or buying here. So let's just do that real quick. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving for those of you who are in the States celebrating Thanksgiving. Here's a clue that we may actually be going up. If I draw the parabolic, this is the key down here. And this is the phantom. But when I draw this here along this track and I place it here, I get a verification here, I get a verification here, and I'm already breaking above here. Generally, that's a hidden battle, and it's going to need to be dealt with. And we did hit it once, and we did hit it again. So that hidden batter's been dealt with. But it may be a clue that this is a larger mid-phantom. And we can actually just take the distance to understand how far the real move is actually. Then we're going to bring it straight up, and then we're going to duplicate our actual key. We actually may be looking, let me make sure I'm moving this right to the straight up and down according to my rules. It needs to go to the left a little bit to maintain the correct curvature. All right, there we go. So we actually may be looking at a move that's even some higher than that. And yes, it is a type of DP projection. It's the same, it's all interconnected. That's why price can be verified forward and backwards. It's a great mystery, but it's the truth. Now, price may be reaching highs of 0.88 cents dynamic positive with prices currently at 60 cents. So the last health for this crypto was here, okay, at the sword cut. And that was a nice thing. The next health appeared only recently, closer to September 16th week. I would like to be buying this closer to a low or just drawing a watch line in this uptrend if I'm going to buy it. Since I can't actively observe very strong buying in the background, this may not have a super strong seal of approval, but I definitely like going down on lack of interest because that's going to tell me when the uptrend is going to continue. And we did in our last big move, as I showed you guys, go down on lack of interest, or sorry, come into health on lack of interest. So that's a really good sign that the market's just moving in harmony. The real move is up. So I'm going to just take a quick screenshot of this for my reminder or for you to look at. And then I'm going to draw another sword cut, this smaller area, and I'm going to draw you a watch line to see and help you guys get a entry. Here's a daily chart. Here's a watch line that you may want to draw. And I'm going to just make an alert for myself. Price in breakout territory to let me know that I'm close to there. So I set an alarm on that. When price hits it, I'll get an alert. I want to buy above there, preferably at the bottom. I need some closes above here. So I'm just going to put one at the vortex where these two meet, and then I'll get you these prices. Any other questions for me, my friends, for this crypto? Okay. 0.05 cents to 0.2 cents. I could lose a lot of value right now if I'm just buying right now. But if it moves from 2 cents, if we get a nice pullback and I move up to 88 cents dynamic positive, I can do really well. This one is not an entry just yet, so I'm not going to add it to my shorter term or longer term list just yet. Going once, this crypto. Okay, next one is a crypto called Brett. I won't spend too much time on Brett. You guys know I have a Brett map. Brett moved into a strong position a few, weeks ago? Okay, yep. Brett moved into a stronger position a few weeks ago, breaking above this oscillation. That was a great time. We saw buying happening in the background somewhere here. You guys can see I saw it was an area of secondary buying. The volume was rising up as we were coming down in this last move, and then it moves into health. That's another good sign. The next entries were above here, and for our previous chart, above here, and above this track. And we got a nice move up and a nice pullback right to that area. And look at this bar right here. See, this is a down bar in this positive territory. See, this is similar to the crypto I showed you guys a little bit earlier, where we had a resistance, but we also have the parabolic on the underside. It was Luna Classic. I think it was Luna Classic, where we had this nice move. And I said, because of that, I can't say for sure Luna's a really strong buy. It needs to clear that sludgy area. This is that sludgy territory for this crypto. It would have been similar to this. Here's the parabolic, and it's in this territory. It needs to clear this zone, and I put it in yellow for you guys previously. And the next sludgy zone would have been like from this resistance here and this resistance. Ideally, we want to be here. That's the safer buy. So I put a buy only on the very bottom for health, and then I put the next health on top of here. And this is exactly one that played out how you want it to play out. Here, building above, and then there's a down bar. So the down bar I want on high volume or really low. Let's take a look what happened on. Can you guys tell me what volume that is? That's the ultra high volume. See? What does that mean on a down bar in the healthy territory? It means they're buying after the fact. Look, it's the highest volume it's ever been. On a down bar, followed by an up move, this is professional buying on Brett. They entered here when it's safer to do so, because if they throw money at it in this territory, if they throw a lot of money, then it can get dangerous if they're buying here. But they sometimes wait till after the fact, after that bar closed in time, then they're now entering the market. And so sometimes you're going to enter on a very low and they launch an accumulation, and sometimes they're going to help push it, and you're going to see high volume just to get us to that territory to make all these people feel good. The people who bought here and taking profit, you want them out. You want to take their supply, and then you also want to enter yourself because it's safer. So that's the psychology a little bit behind this move. And I teach about this type of maneuver all the time. So that was a very good entry for Brett, closer to 12 cents. The next entry for Brett is above 18 cents if we can get it. Okay. So I'm in a Brett position right now. I like Brett. I like that Brett is getting a round structure underneath here. Now I want to compare the volume. If the volume is still very high, they're not really launching a successful selling campaign. It's type of supply check. If the volume is high, there's a market ready for higher prices. And in this case, we can see that at the top, there was a very strong volume. But where's the down move to show for it? The down move, which can be measured here, is actually on lower volume. And I'm going to show you where there's another entry, by the way. The first few days was a down move on lower volume. So they're not really interested. Is it really selling them? I don't believe so. I believe we're looking at higher volume, okay, or at least comparable, which tells us there's too much of a market at the top. And that's a great thing for higher prices. You need that supply. So I think the real move is closer to up there. And that's why I highlighted this in yellow to point to the fact that this is a more stronger goal for Brett to reach if we can get to this territory back here. November 18th, I was looking for prices to cool off. Where are we at? November 18th, closer to here at the top. This is what I put. I'm looking for prices to cool off a bit. Yep, for a supply check, look for another supply check. This crypto should do well longer term. It does have active accumulation, but it is maybe dangerous. This crypto is pushing up during the next bull run. Look for it to hit 30 cents dynamic positive. So it did pull back, where now that dynamic positive 30 cents is closer to 32 cents if it's going to be next week. So now I'm going to put update. Dynamic positive 32 is the next major resistance if price can build above 0.18 cents. Okay, that's all I really need to let you guys know for this crypto. It's still doing good, but we need to get above there for the next move. Will it get it in the next bull run? For me, I believe it's almost most assuredly, but that's just my opinion. I can't force the market to do anything. So I'm going to put the yellow star just saying that I have to do an update to, I did not add the name of it right here. Longer term bullish. Okay. The DP projection, if we can crack above these, is high, and I'll just give it to you guys next time. For right now, that's what I'm looking. You guys can do the DP projection if you want. Once we get in that next territory above closer, I'll do the next DP projection, possibly in December. All right, any questions, Brett, before I move on?
Have there been any prophetic targets for this?
Okay. Yeah, she had said hit, 18 hit, the 37, 36, 37. The next one's 32, 35, 38, 37, 38. I heard 36, 47. So that tells me we're probably going to get some good structures above here based on that. Okay, based on that. So that's a great thing. It's just starting. I heard 50 cents. I heard $5 long term. Okay, so we'll do some DP projection on that later in the future, and that's going to be a great thing. This star needs to be yellow because it's already on our longer list, I think. That stars are for me too, so I know there's just an update. Next crypto is FEFE. FEFE. Did you enjoy your new food, FEFE? Daddykins always loves you. Let's see. I got a move here. This actually may be a bad move for FEFE right here. Okay, the last big oscillation to the downside was structures underneath here. We needed to get above this territory. I don't trust this FEFE right now. She's been a naughty doggy. We're looking for FEFE to be above.
He's a boy. FEFE.
He has been a naughty doggy. FEFE would not be behaving well if we're underneath this same parabolic oscillation. Now this may need to be updated to include that top here, and that's probably the more accurate. That's going to make matters a little bit worse for FEFE.
If we did go all the way down to that 8.
Okay, there's the core.
You said 6, and I think it went all the way down to 8. I'm not I think, yeah. And that was yesterday, if I'm not wrong. And now it's moving. It's gone 42% up.
Jason, you got the wrapped ETH there. So it's confusing a lot of people because it has a lot of zeros.
Okay. Where is the... I don't have another one. I don't think I have another one. Yeah, all I have is wrapped ETH. But if I'm using this as a map, you can mark... I'll make sure that you guys know this is a wrapped ETH. In my opinion, we need to... There's a large weakness that is happening here on FEFE underneath this structure. So that's negative. And we're really responding to that trend really well. So that's a negative thing. We shouldn't be going up once we're here. That's a bad thing. If I'm taking this as a key angle, that might be something we need to watch. So I'm going to draw it. So from a map perspective, this is how you navigate these. If you're using FEFE with different prices, but you're using the wrapped ETH, if it follows it very closely and you're using that, then you may want to be looking at this map for key points and then knowing where you're at with FEFE just for the day or for the season. So if wrapped FEFE is in a bad position, you may not be looking for FEFE to do good. And this is one we're going to be looking for maybe some health above here, above this track. So you guys can use this. And then if you're looking for more weakness for FEFE, it's probably going to be underneath here based on this phantom. And the key angle is on top. Okay, so previous video when I did wrapped FEFE, I saw some, what I believe is some selling in the background. And then I saw the weakness. Now I want to see buying come in, or I want to see us go into health on lack of interest. Neither has happened yet. Okay, so FEFE doesn't have it for me. She's in the doghouse. He's in the doghouse. Any questions, comments? So here's a parabolic price doing that underscore thing, and then there's that down move that we're in right now. Okay. Maybe your bottom is, you're at a bottom closer to now. What's happening with this bottom here? You're in the bottom based on that. It might be similar, but on this chart of wrapped ETH, which seems to be more accurate, this is probably going to be the one I want to be using as my main gauge. Okay, bottoms 0.00013 for wrapped ETH, and then the one that is in, I believe, ETH on Dex Screener. I don't think it includes anything before this date, and that's why we may actually have the low as a little bit lower. Okay, because if all they had was this date here, or maybe this one, I think it is, it looks like it's a bottom, but the larger structure is actually possibly lower. So let me see if I can find the date closer to August of 2024. And this one is, where's the date? Somebody know how to see the date here? Yeah, this one doesn't go all the way back. I don't know how to see the date.
Every time you move it, there's on the center top, there's some numbers.
Yeah, I don't see,
right.
I see highs and lows. I don't see a date. See the volume, high, lows, close, open, but no date. Let me see. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that the swing looks like it's just below our previous swing superfood, that pair of one up. So if I look at this, it might be just this move here. That's the best I can do, I think. I'm gonna say wait a little bit longer. Otherwise, you're at a bottom in a downtrend, and I like waiting till I get in health. Otherwise, I might see this pump up to here, and then I have to wait for the next health. Otherwise, want to be bullish until then, but it could be a little bit negative being underneath the parabolic here, which is a phantom parabolic. To denote that, I'm just going to highlight that for you, okay? I don't want to be under here because then I can be coming back down. Make sense? I'll give you some arrows for this on what might be the game plan for this crypto. I want to be in there, then we can start talking. Otherwise, if we still come down, and we may have some health here, and we may have some weaknesses appear underneath there. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, 25th, 2024. Wrapped ETH. See video. Cindy, CYDY. Is this a stock? Somebody asked for CYDY. Ian says FEFE did a stinky dump. CYDY. Is this a stock? Is the person who requested CYDY in here? I don't mind looking at stocks. Okay. This stock is going down. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I will show you. It looks like there's a hidden battler that's here. This is going to be strong, a strong resistance. Okay. It's going to be something like that, dealing with these areas here. So you're going to take note of those areas. I'll mark them really quickly. Let's move maybe to a monthly chart to make some more sense of this. And it's more of a clear parabolic. Okay, and then the bottom is going to be at a much more pronounced angle. Okay, HB1, B2. I think you're actually dealing with a large flat, and I'll give you some average prices. 35 cents, $5, flat at $10. You need to wait till a move in health. Get you in health, then you can go from there. Underneath here and underneath there. This is a monthly chart. This is a long game, but there's your battle plan. You'll clear that area, should be relatively quickly. Right now you're still playing in. This is going to be a big tail. If you get underneath here, you're going down most likely. Structure. You can't just spike. You need structure. And then I'll look at the volume. This looks like it was massively being dumped, or they tried to push it for a little bit, and then it got really dumped at the top here. So they didn't want anything to do with it. Price fell for quite some time, still being dumped on the up bars. So yeah, we need a health. You definitely need a health. I'll give you one more angle for you. If you're considering this stock, you'll probably do well if you can clear this territory. Still the same prices, so nothing new. That's Cindy, which is short for CYDY. I got ZNOG stock. You guys know that one, Zion Oil and Gas. Let's see what the ZNOG map is showing us. Very similar in a downtrend. Zion Oil and Gas needs to be in a healthier position. I don't like where it closed a few months ago, but this month it seems to be possibly having a breakout. Price closed in a weak area back in July, I said. I expect prices to fall further. That was back in July, and we fell quite a bit. So we were closer to 7 cents, and we fell all the way to even a penny. No, sorry, even 2 cents. So from 7 to 2 cents, a big drop. So what I had back for you guys back in July. No, November 6th, this is a prophetic stock. Yep, I looked at this earlier. Yeah, not so long ago. So now let's just take some screenshots for you. And I don't think there's nothing more else to do. Stocks move really slow comparatively to like other markets, unless they're in a strong position. Okay, so this is a good place for it to be if you're going to have some good pumps or something. Let's look at the volume on this down bar. Ooh, This is being bought, so I'm gonna be more bullish this crypto right now in this time of season. Okay, so that's our last health for Zion Oil and Gas, and it's the same. Okay, so get me above this area. Especially we can build above this area, but this is buying. Okay, November 25th week, 2024. Okay, I like it. Let's do an update. This stock has moved into a better position, not the best, with buying on the most recent down bar this week. It is possible that it will build in this healthy area. Needs to be watched more closely. So that's going to be my update for this week, November 25th, 2024, ZNOG. Okay, now if there's a ramping up in volume on the down bar, we're looking for that breakout. There could be buying in the background. So I like that. If I'm going to be looking for a major resistance for ZNOG, I'm going to put it at the DP projection, which is a little bit further. And then this is going to be a reverberation, and that's going to be our angle. So this is going to become dotted. And that means I'm going to be looking for this stock to hit. That's the last health, 7 cents to possibly 25 cents. Don't be surprised if you see a big pump on ZNOG more soon. Possible DP projection near 0.20 dynamic minus. Okay. This is closer to 48 cents up there. Okay, any other questions for me for ZNOG?
Oh, Jason?
Yeah.
If we want to go in, we want to get the ZNOG, what is the
best
price?
entry? Right now, we're buying in the little no man's land. Maybe. I like this down move. Okay. I would like to see it come down a little bit more. Otherwise, anywhere as close to this, where the track is at the breakout, 7 cents is great. Currently, it's at 11 cents. Maybe some today, maybe some more. I know the professionals are buying right now on this down bar after the breakout. That's most likely. And they were also buying on the down move. See the ramping up in volume? So they're entering. And the next move maybe possibly up here on that down bar. If it's any selling, then I still want to be in this territory. I really would like some structure, but I think it's actually buying since it's on the down bar when I examined it a little bit closer. That needs to come into health for it to be more pronounced, but the stock doesn't have a downtrend that we can measure or gauge. But this area being right here, I don't really think it's a major resistance. Could be flat. This is the battle right here, the whole down move. I don't know if I feel comfortable with this stock and taking an entry. We want to keep an eye on this. We really want to keep an eye on it. I will give you, after I have a better structure, you can draw that. But right now it's still telling me around 25 cents. So I'm probably going to still be bullish, but I don't know if I would take that trade. But if I was in it, I would probably be looking to take profit a little bit later on. And still looking for this to hold on, especially since the professionals were entering it, okay, that I can tell. It's not the best structure. I don't like this round structure like this into a parabolic. When I see parabolics, my friend, I like them like this. But if I see that the structures are more looking like that, then I feel weird about drawing this. I think there's another energy at work. There's something else. There's going to be some kind of battle here, and that's ultimately what my opinion is about this. Okay, now it could be just stocks, but I definitely like to clear it a little bit better. Oh, here's one more. This could help you get an entry. This, yep, that's it. Yep, that one. Yep, that's right. It's going to be just slightly adjusted. Yep, and that would explain why we're getting squashed down here. So I want to be a little bit more careful with this one. I think this is going to be a stronger competitor maybe, but I don't have another verification on here. I think this is going to be an important health. Yeah, it's going to increase the flat strength here as the type of vortex. I want to be there. Okay, this is a better top for you.
So Jason, with that being on the underside of that vortex, like a couple of hours ago already, I think you mentioned that. That's the one that hits under there, there's a good chance it's coming down.
Yeah, especially if you stop there. And it's going to matter in 2 weeks, okay? Because you still got, what, four days left to go in this 2-week chart. So maybe at the end of the week, it's going to be more apparent, especially if you're just stopping right there at 11 cents. Then you're going to be like, you don't want it. Because you could be looking to come down. So it plays over time, but we're going to need to see it where this closes. Now, if the close is significantly above there, that's a good thing, okay? It's showing that it can crack this. At the same time, I don't know if I'm going to put so much weight on it without verification, meaning nothing was shown here. You could do the reverberations test, but I think that just shows how much play is in. There's a lot of battle. There's too much energy at work. There's these buyers and sellers. There's going to be these buyers and sellers. There's the parabolic buyers and sellers. There's so many of them in this one example. So it's really going to probably battle up and down is what I really, as I said earlier, I ultimately suggest that there's a strong battle here. And I don't know if I want to be a part of it. Not without it being clear who the winner is. I'd be just betting, risking too much. Okay? Let's look at RS. I got 3 more cryptos for today's video. We are not having any meeting on Wednesday or Saturday. Ooh, I like the parabolic break here. That's nice. Okay, good. I like the parabolic break. Here's going to have something that's going to have a hidden. This one's a little bit difficult because it has a hidden sword cut, and I'm going to show you how to find it. Okay, so number 1, we got this down move. Let's make it yellow. Okay, it's parabolic, and the break is, I believe it's parabolic, and the break is going to give us a sword cut here. Now with these messy candles, see where the candles don't make sense? If you look at candles enough, you'll know that those candles are not correct. They're off. That means a low market cap. So we have to use a little bit more caution with these, but the sword cut starts off here. There's our first sword cut. However, if you look carefully, you'll notice there's actually round structure here. And if this is the curvature, I believe we're actually dealing with a phantom oscillation and hidden balance. So here's the key angle, and here is possibly an oscillation. And the key clue is when I place it here, I'm getting verification here, and it's still along this angle. Now you could say it's a reverberation, and you'd probably be right. But if it is, we have a phantom that we're dealing with. I'm going to be actually looking at this as if the round structure is actually here and here, which means if I draw this angle, I could be looking at either resistance here or health here. And it looks like we're looking at health because I'm building on top of that. Now that's advanced. I know it's really advanced, and I'm not really teaching anything that advanced in this group, but it's in the category of hidden battler, okay, which is a really kind of delicate topic. So let's see if I can recreate this map, and let's see if I can make it a little bit simpler. I'm going to go to a 2-day chart. Okay. I wish I can label parabolics. It would make a lot more sense for you guys. So this actually may be sitting in a proper position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this angle right about there, capturing all of that, and I'm going to put and label this possible key angle, okay, due to HB, which is the hidden battler. Okay, now this is not a tutorial, so don't you go trying this at home, but it's basically trying to see through the noise. If this is the noise and this is the meat, I'm going to be paying attention to the meat. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is, again, this is a little advanced. Let's see if I can now see any other things. Ooh, I like that there's really high volume on a bar that's like a shakeout type here, really high volume, and still strong volume on the down bar, which closes near the middle. See, notice this has a long wick on both sides. This is very possible a shakeout bar, and possibly buying after the fact, after it comes into health. Now with these types of bars, you have to know that hidden battlers to be dealt with if you ever come back to those territories. So if we ever come back down in anywhere in these areas, we're going to hit a flat because that's where the HB is. So I'm going to mark that. You guys, some of you guys remember my HB lessons from lesson number, I think it's lesson 5 of Sword Method 5.0. So I'm just going to put this in the teal blue and label this HB. So in case we need to deal with this at a later time in the future, we know how. The price is 13 cents, 0.12 cents. So if the markets take a tumble, I might be looking to buy at the flat of HB right there. The other area that HB needs to be dealt with, if this is really the root of that, then the HB is actually here. We're going to have to deal with it here. Now, luckily, we already got one right there. So remember, price can be verified forward and back. So I'm not really so scared of this HB at the moment. But if I do come into this territory, I'm probably going to hit here and spike down if worse comes to worse. Okay, so that's just an advanced map reading of that if you're watching this video. Now, because of this angle, we actually are looking at a possible strong support. Okay, so all of that to give me this phantom, and this is going to be a possible phantom key angle, or we just call it phantom angle, which is the ghost of the true angle. Okay, so this is going to actually possibly be something healthy, and because of that, I want to put a health marker here. Okay, now if I'm going up, and if I do build up and I'm looking to hit a top, I'm going to DP projection this out, Armin. So I'm going to measure from here to here, bring it to the top, and therefore if I have this coin and it does go up, I might be looking at prices closer towards 187. Current prices are 59 cents. Sword cut down here. Do I have any questions about some of my take? Now, because this is so messy in advance, I can't recommend this as a longer one. I need to do it in depth, but I definitely like the buying, so I'm going to put it under the possible category. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Take a pictures of this, and then I'm going to put possible shorter term bullish. Okay, I want an entry November 25th, 2024. RSC research coin, RSC coin X exchange. I like this crypto positioning. There is price is sitting possibly on top of a complex key angle or hidden. This key angle is hidden. Price also shows strong volume on the down bars with closes near the middle after hitting support, hitting the healthy support line. This indicates buying by professionals. Also, the increase in volume as we move up when comparing the tops indicate there is still a higher market above us, above current prices. Therefore, I would be bullish this crypto. However, because this support type is experimental, it places greater risk. This is never financial investment or trade advice of any kind. So again, this is an advanced move. I don't use this one often, but when I see it, I'm going to use it. So that's why, Armin, I would believe that this is a support and we're looking at 187. If I have this crypto, I want to hold on to it and probably make the money from 59 cents to 150 and do well. Okay? Questions going once. Question.
Hey, this is my son's crypto. He has a lot of Jewish friends that seem to have the magic touch. And also this crypto was developed by the founder of Coinbase. That's why he likes it. But that's it. That's all I know about it.
Okay,
thank you for doing it.
Good. Maybe show him this clip and, you know what I mean?
I will. He has a significant position here.
Good.
At least for me, it would be. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Good. And that's your son I met at the conference?
Yeah, the one you met, Chris.
Oh, okay, good, yeah. Hey, Chris, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. Okay, the next crypto is something called the Shadow and the Soul Network. It looks like CoinX has the largest or the longest data. They have the down move. So I'm going to say you're going to use a weekly chart because the crypto is really congested. The candles are really congested. They look messy. There's definitely a parabolic going on here somewhere. It looks like a false breakout. Let me take a look at the volume. This is the angle. This is the correct angle. But price moving up and bottom, top and bottom, between that angle and not respecting it may indicate a larger oscillation. So I'm going to bring this down. I think this is the angle, I should say. Let's adjust this a little bit more. Okay, clues that this might be the angle is the verifications we get from some of this. It might be a little bit off, but that's about where it should be. Now, if I see that price is hanging out above and below, and yet they're still buying, it could be indicate shakeout. So I see strong down bar with an ultra high volume, followed by a move to the side and even a move up. I also see that when we first were coming down, there's a strong increase in volume, and then we move to the side. So there may be some buying happening here, and then they're trying to remove the supply. And once they have it, there's one more shakeout here, and we may move up to a healthy territory. So we're going to have to watch this, but it looks like a buying is happening in the background, and that's a great thing for shadow. Price is at 38 cents. Let's now, since we are disrespecting the angle, again, here, this may be indicative that there's a larger game at play. Just the same way price disrespects mid-phantom quite a bit, right? And it's always telling us the real phantom is above. And that's why we have a separate part of that, and it's mid-phantom. Mid-phantom is always 50% between top and bottom. So if this becomes our mid-phantom, our real phantom is somewhere up here, and that's how we can calculate where the top would be. Now, I'm just going to try to be more accurate for this one. So I'm going to draw the angle, but then I have to move the angle straight up. And then we move the angle straight up to the left or to the right. No, you move it straight up and make sure they're lined up. All right, there we go. So this might be our top. So if you're in shadow, we got tops possibly around 81 cents. Price is currently at 38 cents, and bottoms closely at 78 cents. Are we in health? No, we're not in health. I would like to build up here. We also need to beat the last down event, which is an angle possibly about right there. So that's going to be your average for that event, and that means we're going to place this about right there, and that means your next big health is when you start building on this side above that white line. Prices for that are closer to 44 cents. Okay, there's probably more to come for this crypto. I'm not going to draw it from here to here just because I don't know if that's really the launch or not. So I don't have a top for you at the moment, but I do have this. Does anyone have any other questions for me for this crypto? Strength may be above here. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this simplistic chart and put the arrows. This is probably going to do good longer term. Okay, buying, possible buying, look for move into health. Okay. And finally, our last crypto for today, Turbo. I think this is one I've been liking. I heard Alba saying Turbo will clear some dust and it will go against the grain. Here it's getting ready to come down and pop off. I hear Monopoly money as in Trump theme. I hear restructure. I didn't put the dates close to this, probably close to November, October. The watch line that we have for health was here, but it looks like price is still playing above the flat, which is really interesting. Where is our next big moves for this crypto? From what I calculated, I have an oscillation that may be between here and here. And the big clues about that for Turbo was the mid-phantom was the giveaway. Okay, the mid-phantom is giving us lots of structures above and below. So that tells me that I'm dealing with a larger oscillation. So that means that Turbo could actually do really well in the future, closer to higher prices. And now we're going to stretch out that larger angle, and I'm going to give you those prices. Currently, that's around 5 cents. Nope, 7 cents. So this is only getting higher as time goes on. Because price didn't move from this last move, this is going to stretch out our watch line. Now we're going to be able to collect both of these areas. I like it. 1 and 2. So that's where we're going to be looking for our entry if you haven't got some. So price is still holding on to this area. So if you haven't got an entry, it's not going anywhere just yet. Now we have to wait for the next entry, which is above here. And the last support is around 6.3. That's going to be raised up to 6.5. Health appearing above 0.08. And this is a shorter term health. Let's stretch out some of these swing targets down here. Let's delete some of these old numbers. Okay. Our last health based on this oscillation, price broke and moved up already. Now we're sitting in this area. That's a good area to build. I would love it if we can have, that's good. When we came up, there wasn't really strong volume. And normally I like some high volume and moving down on lack of interest. But when I see a up move on low volume and then the down moves on high volume, especially if we're able to move into a health, that's going to indicate some buying. Now we're going to need to see how we came down on no demand, but then we come up again, and all of a sudden, just right here, there's a lot of volume on a bar that's like a doji. It may indicate some players are saying, oh, it's time to buy. I'm going to know more for certain once we get into the next health, but it could be that some major players are entering the market in this territory. And the reason that's important is because this was our big top. Watch carefully. Top, and that was for June, July, September, and now we're on top of this area. The flat I gave you guys months ago or a long time ago, it's still being played out. But now big money's coming in right here. So look for a breakout and watch to see if this crypto is going to do well. Okay, I'm going to put here in this one, okay, this crypto, November 24, 2020, November 25th, Turbo. This crypto may have large buying coming in because of the most recent smaller move down. A new watch line can be drawn / adjusted as shown in today's video. If price moves into health above 0.008 area, 82, I would be looking to be bullish up towards 6 cents. That's huge. This is, yeah. I'm going to put the word possible long-term bullish. So it's not fully long-term bullish right now. I want to beat this last down move. I want to get in that territory, and then I'm going to examine it one more time, and I'm probably going to be bullish all the way there. Otherwise, this is just probably a nicer spot for us to be. Now, there'll be more things to beat, and we're going to need to redo the map, but right now, I like it. Triple J said it's going to go against the grain, clear some dust. That's probably the dust settling. It's probably going to do really well. Okay. Any other questions for Turbo? My friends, I will not look at any more cryptos today.
So you're saying it's gonna go a little bit lower?
No, I don't think it's gonna go lower than 6.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already just like bouncing right where it's supposed to, but we need to beat this line. So we need to get.
Yeah, it's been going from 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what you said last time. It's gonna clear some dust, and then it will go against the grain. So, yeah, another good way. Like when you called the 70,000, there was like a certain crypto, I think it was Bitcoin. It was just stuck there for a while, and it was for quite a while. I think that was the price we were expecting.
Where's 30,000?
There was another one at 70.
Oh, really? I didn't remember.
I know because I drew it and many times talked about it. Okay, so it says 70 or 60. I have to check, but I know it's the high one. It's the one that was above, and we hit it many times. Now, I think that's all I wanted to give you guys. Yeah, here's the weakness underneath that line. If we get there, I don't think that's going to happen. I wanted to give you one more thing about this, the percentage. If we move up there, from there, there's around 600%. That's pretty good. 663 possible. All right. Any other questions? That's my next.
Yeah, can you do me a favor, Jason?
No.
I want to take a position in Phantom.
Okay.
Can you pull up the chart so I could take a screenshot and just see where we are on the map?
I don't think I have one.
FTM?
FTM.
Mm-hmm.
Use that as a screenshot. Got it?
Thank you.
Yep. I like where it's sitting. You're still in that upper parabolic in blue, so you can probably use that, duplicate your line, and you're probably going to get your top, okay? All right, anyone else? Last crypto for today.
Could you look at sand?
Yeah, we did it earlier today. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. I looked at it, personally. Yeah, but we covered it Saturday, I think it was. Yeah. There's your top. This is the area from Saturday. We covered that one. The resistance is here at 63 cents. Look where we're at. Oh, yeah, pretty good maps, right? This is the leveled off parabolic house from this area. You need to get above there before you really take another position on. Otherwise, right now, this is where you take profit.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Okay. So yeah, maybe above there, and then you can, if you build above there, you got a chance to hit the DP around $2. So hope you do well. Okay.
You look at Sun token.
Here's your Sun.
And then I want a little bit of clarification with FEFE.
Okay. I'm probably not
Please.
gonna be much help with FEFE, but I'll do my best. Where's my Sun?
KuCoin maybe?
That was my KuCoin.
He's probably pulling the cupboards apart.
I don't know if my Sun token is on this map or recently. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have Sun token. I don't think so. Okay, let me try one more. SUN USD.
Yeah, you've done it before.
Hold on, I got Biff. Yeah, I know I had. Okay, here we go. It's an older map. I got the 2023 map. I haven't updated it in a while. Back then, they're just coming into health, those territories, and then the problems we would have at those territories, which we did. We got the problems, but I don't have an updated map for you. If anything, you're probably in a good position based on the parabolic. Draw it. Okay, draw your parabolic. You're sitting good. Okay. I do have a profit. Robin mentioned 6 cents at some time. Current price is 0.02 cents. That might do well. At the time, we were way back there, coming barely into health. But a lot of issues we had to deal with, we did with those issues. So here and here, there's our health back then. Okay. All right, anyone else?
Thank you.
Yeah, almost ready back in August 17, it looks like I said. See episode 116 for full navigation. If you guys had Sun, hope you did well. Jason had a question about repeating the same mistake of holding my bags like I did in 2021 to 2022. Any points on USDT.D chart to make sure we are in profit before the bull market leaves us and I'm left holding my bag for another 3 years? Yeah, that's a great question. You want to lick your ice cream here, okay? Draw this angle. It's on my full market course. Okay, on the, not market course, Q 2024 report. I showed you the parabolic. Draw that parabolic. If not, you're going to draw this one. Okay, so watch the video. It's a block. Okay, look, I'm going to give you the exact numbers of my block. 0.3, 0.51, sorry, 3.51% to 3.20%. Okay, otherwise, you're just going to use the average of 3.35. It's about where I have. Okay, this is the chart. It's going to help you to know to take profit when you need to, okay? This is our current down move right here for USDT.D, okay? So I went out surprised, and yesterday cryptos are doing negative. I'm looking at USDT.D. I'm like, oh, we're at the top. Then when it comes back down, Melody's, hey, the cryptos are going back up. They're going up and down. I said, yes, they're supposed to because this is the angle. You can see it. Now, what about today? Why are we getting squashed here? Cryptos are going bad today, right? But they're getting squashed. If you see them do good tomorrow, it's because this price still playing in here. If prices move into this territory, you're going to expect cryptos to go down. I want to take profit. Then I want to buy back in right after that. It could be short time. It can be it could be a week or something. But I know that if I get to this area, I want to take some profit today and maybe come back in before the end of the month. And then this could happen in a single day. A move up to there. Okay, that's the move. Get me there, and then I'm ready to have the bull market of the year. This is going to be the bull market of the entire year. Okay, it's going to happen here. I'm letting everybody know in advance, the same way I let you guys know 2 weeks in advance. Actually, I let you guys know months in advance because I knew where this angle was, and I told you once we're under there, we're going to clear. You guys saw that from my earlier videos in the year. Once we were there, you had 2 weeks to prepare. Okay, everybody had 2 weeks to get in position. So I told everybody, screamed it. I even made a public video. And I wanted you guys to be successful. That was the move, was from there to here. We stopped there. The Lord gave me a dream. He said, don't worry about being bearish right now. I said, okay. And what did we do? We phased underneath. Now, did we go straight down? No. But when we came here, Bitcoin hit almost $100,000 just from there. And it took a lot of cryptos with it. Now, I'm letting you know, we're in this territory. So ultimately, I'm waiting for this. You guys got that? MB, you're going to make some money if you round up. So if I see cryptos going down in the next few days, I'm not panicking. I actually told everybody on Saturday, I'm praying we do this. I'm really praying we come down in a negative way one more time to give everyone a chance to get into some cryptos. People who haven't made sure you bought. I don't want to just go down today. We could. But I want to phase in here. And here's how I want to phase. I want to phase as close as I can to this blue line. When I can make some money, I'm going to take some profit on maybe 20-40% of my crypto profits. And then I'm going to be looking to buy back in. Once we're here, guys, then you're probably going to, I'm going to take a little bit of profit, maybe 20-30%, maybe 40%. Watch we come back up, and then I'm going to enter in a big way. Now, we may even spike. I don't really think that's going to be the case, but this is going to be the shakeout where everybody's scared. Okay, I hope it's not really that bad, but it could be. And this is where you're going to see prices come down. If it all happens before Thanksgiving, then the bull run's going to be very quick. If it doesn't happen before Thanksgiving, some people are going to be very bearish closer to Thanksgiving. So I really want this to happen this week. That means it may just be a few days. And you could already see just in one day that we almost came back up underneath here. If my angle is slightly off, we already hit it. I don't really think that's the big thing. I really think we're going to try to play out phase, and then we're going to come up. And that's it. So I buy, maybe sell in a single day, and then I'm going to be in position. I don't want to miss the bull run. So I want to watch this like a hawk that day. I want to make sure I pull triggers.
Line on it and
it is.
Send a message in Patreon
No.
and VIP if it crosses.
No, I can't, because this gets hit all the time. If you see where it's been hit, it's hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you guys all have to draw that angle. You guys can. It's a daily chart, not hard. Anyone can do that. I'll even do this. Draw. I'm going to put this. Draw. Everybody draw this later on. Okay? That line. Everybody can do it. I believe in you guys. Okay? You draw that. You watch it. That's just my game plan. I could be wrong, but I am almost very confident because I see it all the time, especially with the big lines. When there's really strong lines, those lines get challenged on the underside. If it takes a long time, it's going to happen in January 24th. It could be that long. It could be. But I know that's going to be my signal that I'm probably at the end of my current market and I need to take some profit once I'm past here. That's for me. I'm going to take some profit here. And then I'm going to watch my cryptos fall maybe 20, 30, 40%. And then I'm going to buy them all back up, maybe even only 10% or 15%. But I know that Bitcoin went from 90 to 100 just in that little zone. So I'm going to watch some cryptos fall. I'm going to be happy as a clam, buying up my cryptos cheaper and buying even more. And then I'm going to make even more profit when it's time for the big move down. You guys are going to be probably before Thanksgiving. It may happen. And then you guys will be having fun while I'm on vacation. So you guys are going to have a great time and make that money, celebrate. But you want to lick some ice cream and be here. Okay, here's where you want to lick ice cream, 3.35. Take some profit, some percent. If it all happens before Thanksgiving, some people are expecting blackout. Some people are expecting the 3 days of darkness, which may be assimilated with the internet dropping. Algorithms could fail. If I'm going to fail the algorithms, I'm going to fail it here at the top of the market because I don't want everybody taking my profits if I'm a big bank. If I'm the bank doing it. If I'm the good guys doing it, I want to. So the banks may pull the plug. They're cutting undersea cables. We talked about it after WordRoom yesterday in the news. They've been talking about it. So all of that stuff may be happening soon, but I believe we're going to be here when it happens. Right there. Okay? Everybody got it?
So you get some low buy orders and get stuff off exchanges?
Yeah. Once I'm here, I want to take some profit and I want to make sure I have some low buy orders in just in case the crash happens really quickly. I think we're going to have time to act because of this angle though. See? 1, 2, 3. So I really think we're going to have time to get in there. And the angle is this one right there. So if you didn't draw that shorter one, this is the big one that you draw. Everybody draws that one. Okay.
Jason, let me ask you, so when I'm drawing, I have a sort of a check on my own. That vortex that's coming up that we're playing in right now between, I think right now USDT is at 4.13 and it's switching in that triangle. Do those meet, is that Friday? Is that around where it's? Yeah,
it's the 29th. The 29th.
It's Friday.
Yeah. So I mean, it can happen really quickly. We may not get that phase through, and if it could be just one day, it could be tomorrow, and we just crack above. But if it plays all the way to Friday, that could be a game, and that's something I'm going to be looking to take profit. And maybe that's the crypto. Some people are saying it's a crypto crash. I think cryptos are going to be low, and I think people are going to get. Here's a theory: if it's not 3 days of darkness, but people are expecting a crash on Friday, I would believe it, but I wouldn't be shaken out by it. I'm going to say that again. I would believe the crash or a drop in the market, but I wouldn't believe it's a crash. If you see cryptos come here, you're probably going to see candles spike and people are going to lose a lot of profit and then they're going to miss out on the big run. So if we're here and we start rounding up, look for those closes. Because if the closes are back there and they see crypto's negative, some of them who are the weak holders, they're going to get out. But you guys are going to be the ones looking to buy during that down move. So if this swings up, prices are going to be low and you're going to need to scoop up and buy. Now I can already say with a strong degree of confidence, I believe that's going to happen. And I'll even believe it more once we're past this. And if you see prices low, you're going to get one big chance. Some of you guys may buy here. Some of you are going to buy here cryptos. And then you're going to be really sitting pretty when the bull move happens. Now, again, it can happen really quick in 1 week. It can happen over a few months because this is January 24th. But I don't believe it's actually going to be months. So we're going to watch it really carefully, and you guys know how to watch it. It's very possible this resistance here is going to come running down on us. See this one? So as we're coming up, there's a vortex there closer to December 18th. And if we have a bad December and it's going slow and people are like, oh, my cryptos are falling, you better buy some right there. Or not better. You do what you want. But I'll be knowing that's just a round structure under the some of the largest and strongest structure we've had for years. See, remember, that separates you guys here. You guys play the long game, and you can read the long game. The regular person doesn't read the long game. They don't know how to. They don't zoom out enough. 1, 2, and where's the other one? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And here's the other one. Where's that pink one? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Not in white. In pink. See the pink line right there? This pink line right there? Look carefully. That's the support. And you hit it another time here. So 4 times you've hit this line, and now you're underneath, and now you're going to panic. Now you're going to probably see very high up bars up into that crevice on really strong volume. I'm not going to be panicking. I know that's the professionals entering one last time, or at least a very good time. So why am I down here? If I see it rounding, especially if I go round, nice round structure, oh my gosh. If I see some round structure, guys, I hope to load up the bank. I don't want to borrow money to do this, but that's going to be one of the best times to buy crypto. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just super appreciate you, man, because the way I'm wired, I probably would freak out without that knowledge. So thank you.
Yeah, many people will be. I suspect that I hope to be a valuable tool to people during this time. I hope this map really helps many people in our community, and share this content with your friends. Maybe I'll make this clip public on YouTube. I don't know. Some of it I like to hold for you guys. You know, some of you guys say it's our community is a rare gem, but the wealth transfer is not for everybody. That's why I don't really care about getting really popular on YouTube or something like that. It's not for everybody. Most of you guys are here for a reason. Pat, raise your hand.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks, Jason. Quick question regarding this topic or this particular event, if it does occur. If USDT is going to strengthen, would you be able to estimate what the drop in BTC would be and what the drop in alt and memes may be potentially?
I would see, for Bitcoin, I'm going to see it at closer to the 90s, I believe, because from 90s to here was 110. So if we come here, we might see the 90s. If we spike, which we might see Bitcoin back at the 80s, high 70s. And that's going to freak a lot of people out. So if you see it go to the high 70s and then come back down to the 90s, what USD is probably already doing. Same way. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'll watch USDT, and then I'm like, oh, I already know what's going to happen to Bitcoin during the day. And I'm not even shocked.
That's very interesting because the numbers you're throwing as far as BTC is concerned ranges from about 10 to about 25%. And if that's the case, if it's just BTC, which is predominantly impacted, do you also see a similar impact on the alts and the memes? Because the impact on those may be even more severe.
I would love to one day compare this one to the others chart. I did a clarification for the others, and the others is what I found that using others, not the .d one, but the others rather to just get a good grip on the others. The others.d I took as primarily the dominance on when it's dominant, but as if others is used for like alts are in a good position. And other alts should be having a good rise, many cryptos that make up that others. And we're in an uptrend too. So I don't really see the others. I don't know the impact on USDT.D to others. I have to use that or maybe other indexes for altcoins. Thanks. I wish I had a better answer, but yeah, I'm still bullish. Anyone else? By the way, once we get up here on others, it might be a good time to take profits on some of the meme coins once we're at a top. Better give you that screenshot for the price. 476. Current price, 347. Yeah, this would be a great index if it's true. I don't have enough cryptos to confirm it. Anyone else?
Thank you so much. And I want to thank Triple J for being so faithful. This is a lot of hours that you guys are on this program. Thank both of you.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? What is the likelihood that we could just go straight down and not cross that line and go up on USDT?
Throw in a number, 25%. Yeah. You have to deal with it because there's a flat there. And it's been dealt with in the past. It's been touched quite a bit. So that's why I'm not, and I talked about this in the video, I think from the Saturday before last or this Saturday, maybe this past Saturday, that you have this flat and we talked about where the average is. So if you look carefully, you can't see it on the daily chart, but if I look on the weekly chart, it's pretty flat. Look, here it is. See how many weeks we were just sitting there? Core, it's the average is here, but you did spike into that and to hit the target, which we hit quite nicely, right? But core, and that's where we're at. So it's very likely we're supposed to bounce right here, and we are. So when I made that video and I said, it's very likely we're gonna have a bounce soon, and we did get the bounce underneath there, not the bounce up there, this one. That's why we're already bouncing. So once we start rounding already, which was happening, it's only a matter of time before we hit here properly. It could be in a single day, because look how close we almost hit it just today alone. So I think we're gonna play down here a few more days, maybe 2 or 3 more days in this little crevice. If we come here, that's great. That lets me take profit. Otherwise, I'm leery of taking profit today, okay? Now, normally you'd want to take profit right here, but I told Melody, she was like, why don't you just take profit? I said, because I'm not confident enough that we're actually going to get into real profit-taking territory. Because if I take profit and we just hit it and come back down, I'm going to miss out on that run of the century. I don't want to miss out on that run by preemptively taking profit and then we just come right down. It's possible. 25%. So to make sure I'm more confident about when I take profit, I want prices to be low and then take profit here. If prices are high and then we plays into here, there's no real reason to get out of the market. I'm just going to see it go down, possibly negative, but I'm already at some of the best prices. Here are best prices to enter crypto. You'll know it on the map. You are here. We're not there. The best prices to enter crypto last time was way up there. You are already in there. You're already up in your percentage. But unless I'm in that territory, I don't want to get in again, and I don't want to get out unless I know I'm in a safer spot to get out and take my break. That's my break. Okay, that's just me. That's why I'm watching that the way I'm watching it. Okay? Make sense?
So for the diamond holders, so suggestion would be stay where you're at, and if you have drought powder, just buy some more.
Yeah, if you're a diamond holder, you're just holding on no matter what. Expect, if you come in this territory, expect you to see some negative, scary stuff. But ultimately, you're going to watch the close on USD.D for the day, for the week, watch the closes, and then you're going to be along for the ride. If you're a short-term holder, you may even want to consider licking some ice cream and taking some profit once we get in that crack, especially if we're close to the bottom. Take some profit, you may want to enjoy, go to the movies, celebrate, and then wait for cryptos to fall, and then you're going to strike. Once you strike, you're going to hold on for dear life, and down we go. Up we go in the markets. Once we're here, that's where the big crash is possibly going to take place, and we'll talk about this will go up and your cryptos will probably crash, which matches a lot of prophetic and dreams, and you guys, you know how to navigate from there. So make sure you take some profits here, possibly enter. If cryptos were bearish, I'd be entering some shorts, but we may have a few months to go, maybe closer to the beginning of the year, maybe January, February, March. You guys got it, right? Anyone else? I'm here for you.
What is it, about 425 on that line going up?
425 for the line going, let's see.
Yeah,
The mark. Right now it's around 4. It was 423, but that was where the support was, and it was exact. So now that's dynamic positive. So we're going to raise the number to higher, and it is, hold on. If it happens next week, it's locked. Sorry. If it happens next week, we're looking at, just say November 30th, you're looking at 4.27. Okay, with possible spikes up to, and I'm going to give you the possible spike. So none of you guys panic. 4.25. Now, is it likely that's going to happen? Absolutely, and I'm going to draw it for you. here. Don't ever say I didn't do nothing nice for you guys. And I'm being really loving to you guys. You guys are the best. I really like you guys. Here's the candle. I'm going to draw it with my art because it's an art anyway. Green yummy up bar. Dangerous spike to there. I see this. I'm going to be more bullish than I ever have in my entire life. And you guys will make money and God will bless us because he's going to give us the victory. If I see this spike, that one spike, I know exactly what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at the resistance. Cryptos will be negative. Bitcoin will be 72K. It's going to be scary. Shiba, some of those cryptos will be low. But if I see the close right there, then I'm going to be more bullish than I ever have in my entire life because I already know 4 moves in advance. You got it?
Do you expect that spike to be on a daily time frame?
Yeah, especially if it happens all in a one move. Like, it can happen this week, but I expect on a daily chart because all these others are on a daily chart. The market's moving too fast, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a roller coaster ride for sure.
Mm-hmm. And why do we have dreams about leading people to the water slides and the roller coasters? As I told you guys earlier, I keep dreaming about leading people on a big yacht through like water slides. So I'm gonna help you get transfer, help you walk out like a bandit if possible, and help you through the wealth transfer to make sure you ride the ride down when it's time to ride down, which I think is here. And if I get below there and with some structure, then we'll be up for the next run and we'll calculate when the next low happens. But this is the season as I see it, provided God can bless us and continue. You know.
The Lord says it's going to be rolling roller coasters.
Yeah, I remember you said that earlier than a year. Anyone else, my friends? You guys all confident? You okay now? You guys got the game plan?
Not really.
Not really? All right. You guys have each other to fall back on? You guys have each other to fall back on? You have the VIP crew? Yeah. It's a Turkish. This Thanksgiving, remember a lot of prophetic words this Thanksgiving. Stay mindful just in case things have to change. 3 days of darkness could symbolize a lot of stuff, and then we'll have an emergency meeting as soon as it comes back on. If that's the case, I don't think that's the case, but I could be wrong. I had a dream it happens. That event where the big crash happens actually is in a June or a July date. Father, we thank you for this time. I thank you for this people. Please give them confidence, give them peace during these troubled times and seasons. I pray that they would take advantage of the big market movements. Lord, if you show it to us, as the scripture says, this calls for a man of wisdom and understanding. Make us to be people of wisdom and understanding, to calculate numbers, times, seasons. And we can see these kinds of things because you help us to have understanding. And I pray that we would give you the glory and honor because it is not by our skill, because you could take it away in an instant. Everything we have belongs to you, just as we preached yesterday about our living sacrifice and the claims we make on our own life. And the claims we make on our own skills and abilities are often the same. Lord, as I leave them for this vacation, I pray that they would not panic or move out of fear. And I pray that they would move out of wisdom. And if the moves happen, may they please happen as you've given me wisdom or given our community wisdom. If there's things I'm missing, please shore them up with visions, dreams. If there's events that are supposed to happen at the end of this month, then I pray that you would warn them and give them wisdom and knowledge. I pray that you would give them comfort and peace and wise words. Most of all, Lord, put love between our community. Help none of us to act without love. Let us never act with arrogance as well, for we are all susceptible. Let us be giving a wide berth to the faults of each other, to our quirks, and to the patience of each other. I pray that you would give us much patience. And when we are restless, I pray that you would give us much strength. I pray that you would bless us in the great work that we're doing behind the scenes for the health that we're doing in our bodies and the longevity that comes along with health. I pray that you would continue to bless us with the wealth and the great works that we're doing behind the scenes. Pray that you would continue to give me strength as I push through and do many great works. Pray that you would help me as a pastor of our WordRoom and a pastor of some of those who are in our community. I pray that you would give me the strength and wisdom so I can do good by your people. Solomon prayed for wisdom, that he would lead such a great amount of people. And I pray that you would give me wisdom, Lord, so that I can be strong for our community, especially during these movements. Give me visions and dreams, if not for my sake, for the sake of your loved ones here. They are your children. They are your people. They're not mine, but they are under the stewardship of my blessing. as long as they're here. I love them very much. May you cover them with love, and may they win many souls to Christ. May we understand how wealth transfer actually works, understanding that not everyone's supposed to be a part of it, but at least in the biggest ways, because wealth can corrupt. But I pray that we would have passed the test by the time that it happens, both in seed money season and the real wealth transfer moves, so that we would be considered worthy and considered faithful stewards of your wealth, so that we will hear the well done, good and faithful servant, for you have been faithful in little things. I will make you ruler over many things, or over many cities. May we all pass the tests that you are giving us. I pray that you would bless the Thanksgiving season for all of them. May they have great meals and times and memories that they make with their families. Thank you for every moment that you've given us to store up treasure in heaven, every opportunity to be fruitful and multiply while we're still alive. You're the best thing that happened to us, Lord. We love you, we praise you. May you bless them, may you keep them. Make your face to shine upon them. Look upon them with favor. Be abounding to them with grace. Be gracious unto them. Lift up your countenance towards them, Lord, and give them peace. In Jesus' name, amen. I sure do love you guys. I'll be back on next Sunday for WordRoom. God bless you guys.